Cinnamon Bear.
Judy and Jimmy and the Cinnamon Bear were in a pretty pickle when we saw them last. They found the Crazy Quilt Dragon all right, but he'd been thrown into a short trance, as he called it, by the Wintergreen Witch, who made off with the Silver Star. So there was nothing to do but to try and find her. But what do you think? Nobody knew how to get out of the magic forest and back into the witch's house. Then Jimmy remembered the little whistle which Fifo, the gentle giant, had given him, with instructions to blow it 3 times if help was needed. But Jimmy couldn't blow it loud enough, so Crazy Quilt volunteered for the job and took such a deep breath that he swallowed it. And as Jimmy says,
"This is the limit. What'd you have to go and swallow the whistle for?"
"Couldn't help it. A slip."
"Oh, dear. Now we'll just have to walk, and maybe we'll never be able to get out of this old forest."
"What's the matter, Crazy Quilt?"
"He's got the hiccups. And every time he hiccups, it blows the whistle."
"Quick, Crazy Quilt, do it again." "That's swell. You blew it 3 times.
"Good. Maybe Fifo will come to our rescue."
"Bless my stuffing, I can hear him now."
"That's enough, Crazy Quilt. Fifo heard you."
"Can't stop. It just keeps..."
"Here I am, my little friends, just as I said I'd be. But my gracious, you don't have to blow the whistle so many times."
"We're not doing it on purpose, Fifo. The Crazy Quilt Dragon's got it caught in his throat.
And every time he hiccups,
it whistles."
Well. Ho, 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 ho. I'll fix that. Just a pat on the back.
There it is.
Oh, what an ordeal. Why does everything happen to me?
"Because you're always sticking your Crazy Quilt nose in somebody else's business, that's why."
So this is the Crazy Quilt Dragon you were looking for. And did he give you back your Silver Star?
"No, he didn't, Fifo, because the Wintergreen Witch did something magic to him and made him bring it to her."
Crazy Quilt says she's a terrible old witch. Does she scare you, Fifo?
It all depends on what color she is.
That's right. Didn't you say she changed colors, Crazy Quilt?
Definitely. And you didn't believe me, Smarty. She changed from green to purple to red.
Oh, that's bad. When she's all right, she stays green. But when she gets a notion to practice magic, she goes all sorts of colors.
Well, no matter what color she gets, we've got to find her.
"Yes, and that's why we called for you, Fifo. We thought maybe you'd be real nice and take us back to the place where we came through the picture frame. We don't know which way to go."
I'd be glad to. Only I'm sorry to see you leave the magic forest. It's awful lonesome here. Maybe you can come back and see me again, huh?
Willikers, I don't see how we can, Fifo, on account of we've got to get our star and get back home before Christmas.
Oh, well, maybe someday you can. All right, everybody. I'll put the dragon on my left shoulder and the rest of you on my right. Up you go.
We're way up in the air again.
My, this is something new for me. My, you are a whopper of a giant, Fifo. Simply a whopper.
Hold tight. Here we go. Here we are, folks. End of the trip.
What, so soon?
Sure. Fifo's no slowpoke. Only takes a few of his big steps to get you someplace in a hurry.
All right, now, down you go.
Gee, we're right where we came in, too. I can see right through the trees into the Wintergreen Witch's house.
Sure enough. There's a fireplace and all the pots in front of it.
Well, my friends, I wish I were small enough to go through the picture frame with you, but that's impossible. So I'll just have to say goodbye and good luck.
Goodbye, Fifo. We'll never forget you.
You bet. And thanks a million.
Goodbye, and I hope the witch stays green.
Goodbye.
All right, now, steel yourselves, everybody, and through the picture frame.
Okay, Cinnamon Bear, here I go.
And me.
And reluctantly, I.
The room is empty. Not a soul here.
Splendid, splendid. Wintergreen Witch.
Right, my pretty dears, right. Thought I wasn't here, eh?
Hold my hand, Jimmy.
Excuse me, but I just remembered I left the water running in the bathtub. I'll see you later.
Me too. Come on, children. Out the door.
It closed itself.
Hurry, back through the picture frame.
Oh, it's nothing but a flat painted picture now.
Oh, trapped, doomed. This is the end.
Jiminy crickets. Look at the witch. She's changing colors.
Green and blue and purple and red.
Sit down, my dainties. Sit down and make yourselves comfortable, because you'll be here a long time. A long, long time.
What are you going to do, Mrs. Witch?
You'll find out. And don't call me Mrs. Witch.
Please, Mrs. Wintergreen, give us our silver star and let us go.
Yes, please give it back.
We've come an awful long ways to get it.
And after all, madam, what does a wonderful sorceress with your great power want with a paltry Christmas tree ornament?
I want it for my magic forest. That's something I've never had before. I'm going to hang it in the sky over the Black Lake.
Well, if we can't have the star, would you mind if we just sort of moseyed along?
No, you don't. I have other plans, my pretties, other plans.
Well, I bet you can't do anything to Judy and me, because we belong to the USA. And I bet you can't magic any American citizens, so there.
Besides, we don't believe in witches anyhow. They're just to scare people on Halloween.
So you don't believe the Wintergreen Witch can magic things, eh? I shall demonstrate. First, I open the door. Now, see how beautiful and clear it is outside?
Indeed, and how I'd like to be outside.
Now I'll close the door. And mumbo, jumbo, hubba dubba, ooh. Now I open the door again.
Gee willikers, look!
It's raining cats and dogs.
There. You've heard of it raining cats and dogs, haven't you?
Yes, Mrs. Wintergreen.
Now you've not only heard, but seen it. Do you still think the Wintergreen Witch can magic things?
Oh, no. You're truly wonderful. But won't you please let us go?
Yes, pretty please. We haven't done anything to you.
No, but I'm going to do something to you.
Oh.
There are several things I need around the house or in the magic forest, and you pretties have come just at the right moment. First, I think I'll change you twins into white mice.
Oh, please don't. Not mice. I don't like them at all.
And this crazy quilt dragon will look beautiful after I've changed him into a pincushion.
Oh, agony.
And as for this funny little bear, he'll make a lovely doormat with welcome on his tummy.
Oh, me poor stuffings.
Now be quiet while I prepare my magic.
Jimmy, if we only had something to make her forget about us and the silver star. Have you got anything she might like?
Gee, I don't think she'd like my knife, and my swell wristwatch is home in my bureau drawer.
I've got it. Maybe she'd like my little looking glass. Mrs. Wintergreen?
Yes, my pretty dear?
I have something much nicer than the silver star for you, and it's ever so much shinier. Look.
Ah! Take it away. Take it away. Don't you know which can't stand to see their own faces? Take it away.
What a break. Keep on showing it to her, Judy.
No. Take it away. I'll do anything you ask, anything.
All right. First, you've got to let us go.
And promise not to do anything to us after we leave.
Oh, yes. But take that dreadful looking glass with you.
And you've got to give us back our silver star.
Oh, even that. Here.
Oh, Jimmy, at last we've got it back.
Open the door, witch, and make it snappy.
And fool for you, Mrs. Wintergreen. Come along, children.
Isn't it swell, Judy? We've got the star and everything.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, but we can't stop to admire it now. We got to rush right down to the shore and get back across the root beer ocean. Come on, hurry, everybody.
Do you think you can swim us all the way back, Crazy Quilt?
Absolutely. I'm plenty full of corks to manage it. Climb aboard.
I think I'd better carry the star.
But suppose a wave washes it away, or another whale swallows it.
Pardon the suggestion, but I've an ideal place for it. My hind pocket, the one under that big orange patch. It's waterproof and has a zipper.
Okay, Crazy Quilt. Unzip.
With pleasure. And in it goes. Zip again. And safe and sound. And hold on, my friends, for it's cheerio and into the root beer ocean.
You sure made good time, Crazy Quilt. Here we are back on the Maybeland mainland.
I can hardly believe it.
We're ever so grateful, Crazy Quilt.
Oh, not at all. But now that we're all hunky-dory, I must ask you to excuse me while I sit down and rest a bit from my strenuous swim.
Sure. You got it coming to you, all right.
Uh-huh. Oh, I think this would be a lovely spot right here in the lee of this rock. There. Now I'll just lean back and...
What was that?
Oh, I fear my friends. Oh, I'm blushing red. Well, behold the star.
Willikers, it's busted.
In a dozen pieces.
And that's what I call very, very bad luck. After all the perilous adventures our friends have been through in order to recapture their silver star, this is really a blow. A lost star is bad enough, but a broken one is terrible. Just the same, I'll be with you next time to see what they're going to do about it.
Kraft Foods Company presents The Great Gildersleeve. It's The Great Gildersleeve, starring Harold Perry, brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of Parquet Margarine and a complete line of famous quality food products. Well, it's almost here. Only one more day. And there isn't a kid in the whole country who looks forward to it with more eagerness than Gildersleeve. Here comes the great man now, plodding up the front walk to his home. He's a little weary, a little out of breath, but his eyes, how they twinkle. His dimples, how merry. And what a load of parcels he's got, right up to his chin. Oh. He can't even get hold of the doorknob.
Bertie! Bertie, quick, help me here, Bertie.
Mr. Gildersleeve, all them packages.
Yeah, and grab some of them, will you, Bertie? Grab the top ones.
I got them. Let go with your chin.
Oh. Yeah, where can we hide these, Bertie, where the kids won't find them?
Gosh, I don't believe there's a spot in the whole house that Leroy ain't into and out of all day long.
Well, how about the cedar chest up in the sewing room?
Him and Piggy were playing lifeboat in that yesterday.
Lifeboat?
Yeah, they wanted me to fly over them and drop them rations. But I just told them I was too busy to do any flying. I got other things to do. Plenty. Besides flying.
Oh, yeah. Well, let me see.
Oh, I know. In the wood closet.
Oh, that's no good, Bertie. Leroy's supposed to check that every day and make sure it's filled. That's one of his regular duties.
Mr. Gildersleeve, I could put a 7-layer cake in that closet, and it would be safe for a year with chocolate frosting. Any wood gets in there, I put in there.
Yeah, well, you know him better than I do, Bertie. Let's hide him in the wood closet, then.
Oh, quick, Mr. Gildersleeve. I think I hear Leroy coming in the back way.
Oh, here, you hide him, Bertie. I'll go and head him off.
Yes.
Well, my boy. Home from school already?
I didn't go to school today. We didn't have any school. You know that.
Oh, that's so. I'd forgotten. Well, how does it feel not to have any school then, huh? Pretty fine?
Unc, we went through all this at breakfast. What's up?
What do you mean, what's up?
What are you acting so funny about?
Who's acting funny? I'm merely trying to have a little conversation with you, that's all.
Gosh, most of the time you won't even listen to me. Well, let me just go.
I wouldn't go in there just now if I were you, Leroy.
Why not?
It's Christmas, my boy. Doesn't pay to ask too many questions.
Is it something for me?
Doesn't pay to ask too many questions.
Gosh, I know what I hope it is.
That's good.
There's just one thing I want for Christmas, that's all. Just one thing.
I believe I've heard you mention that before.
I wouldn't care if I didn't get another single thing if I just got that. Just that one thing. If I just got that, that would make Christmas perfect. I say it's one thing. There are several parts to it, actually. There's the bass drum and the snare drum and the cowbells, the wood block and the cymbal.
Yes, yes.
All right, Miss Gildersleeve, all clear.
We can go in the front of the house now, my boy. Now, don't run.
What was Bertie doing, hiding it?
She asked me to step out while she was cleaning up in there.
Uh-huh.
All right for us to come in now, Bertie?
Oh, yes, sir. I put them logs away like you told me, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Leroy, don't you go near that wood closet or you won't get a single thing that's in there, you hear?
Oh, I wasn't thinking of going near it. Why would I want to go near the wood closet?
Not to put any wood in it, I'll bet. Well, don't, that's all.
I was telling Uncle Morse, Bertie, there's only one thing I want for Christmas this year.
Leroy, it strikes me that all you ever think about is getting. You should give more thought to giving. That's the spirit of Christmas, my boy.
Oh, don't worry. I got that all taken care of. I know just what I'm going to give everybody. Except Marge.
Well, you better get busy on her present, too, then. Practically Christmas Eve. What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting until I find out how much she spends on my present.
Confound it, Leroy. That's no way to do. Christmas is not a time for horse trading. It's a time for generosity and being nice. Marjorie?
Hi, Unky.
Where have you been?
At the Bullards. Not that it's any of your business.
Who said you could stay to lunch?
Nobody. Do I have to ask your permission?
Oh, stop it, both of you. Why can't you children be nice to each other on Christmas Eve, at least?
Well, I'm being nice. He's the one who thought...
Quiet.
Oh, Unky, I meant to ask you, is it all right if I go out for a while this evening with Marshall?
Go out. My dear, this is Christmas Eve.
Well, I know, but all the gang...
Christmas Eve we always spend at home. You know that.
Well, that's just the point.
What do you mean?
Well,
she says Christmas Eve is corny.
I didn't say it was corny. I said it was dull.
My dear, what kind of talk is this?
Well, it's true. Everybody has to stay at home.
What?
I said everybody has to stay at home, and everybody has to do the same old thing year after year and pretend to enjoy it.
Marjorie, where do you get these ideas?
From Marshall.
Oh, go away. Uncle Mort, you know as well as I do, Christmas is nothing but a commercialized racket.
Indeed.
Just a way of making money.
Is that so?
So why go on being mushy and old-fashioned and sentimental about it? You can't expect us to go on believing all that nonsense forever. After all, we're not children.
I am.
You both are, if you only knew it. And that Marshall, if I get my hands on him.
I believe if you want something badly enough and you ask Santa Claus for it, and you keep wishing you had it, and you try to be a good boy, even if you're not too good. If you just try like I have all year, why, you can't tell. You might get it.
Yes, yes.
Because if you didn't, that'd be disappointing a little boy and Santa Claus would never...
Oh, come off of it, Leroy. Now, Marjorie, about this evening.
Oh, well, all we're doing, Uncle Mort, a bunch of us are going over to Francie's and play her new phonograph and dance and things. Marshall's bringing his collection of hot records.
Hot records on Christmas Eve?
Yeah, and that's not all. Tell them what you call it, Marge. They call it the Anti-Santy Club.
Why don't you keep out of this?
Well, all I can say, I don't know what's happened to Christmas. But I think the whole thing is the most disgusting idea I ever heard of.
Uncle Mort, you don't want Marshall to think I'm a baby who isn't even allowed to go out after dark.
It strikes me, young lady, that you care more about what Marshall thinks than what I think. All right, go on, ruin Christmas. You've already ruined it anyway, you two.
Aren't you going to help me decorate the tree, Uncle?
Decorate it yourself.
Gosh, do I have to do it all alone?
Well, don't if you don't want to. I don't care if we even have a tree.
with a parachute. Remember him? Where do you think he looked best, Unc? Up top?
I don't care where you put him.
Gosh. Can I have a candy cane?
Before dinner?
Just one, Unc?
Have two. Maybe they'll make you sick.
Doorbell. I'll go. It might be a package. Oh, hi, Marshall. Come on in.
Your sister around?
She's upstairs.
That kid comes near me, I'll...
Hey, Boy, it's your boyfriend.
Leroy.
It's Marshall, Unc.
Good evening, sir.
Hello?
I wanted Marge to hear a record I found today. Are you interested in good records, Mr. Gildersleeve?
In good ones, yes.
Well, this is a real find. An oldie, of course, but a real collector's item. Harry James' record of the Mole.
The what?
The Mole.
I thought that's what you said.
You'd like to hear it?
Not particularly. I understand, young man, that you've plans for this evening, you and Marjorie. Now, I may be old-fashioned, Marshall, but I was brought up to believe that Christmas...
hello, Marshall. Let's go into the study, shall we, so we won't disturb Uncle Morse?
No, just a minute. Doorbell.
I got it. Oh, hi, Craig. What do you want? My brother here? Hey, Marshall, come on home.
Why?
To hang up your... Because Pop says to, that's why.
What for?
To hang up your stocking.
Excuse me, Marge. Listen, Squirt, what's the idea coming over here
Pop
like this?
says he doesn't care what you told Mom. He says you come home and hang up your stocking or it'll break your neck.
Okay.
And he says you needn't think you're going out of the house tonight either.
Craig, have a candy cane. Fine boy, fine boy.
Well, if you'll excuse me, about tonight, Marge, I don't know. It doesn't look too good.
That's perfectly all right, Marshall. Marjorie understands perfectly, don't you, my dear? Yes, indeed. You just run along. Yeah. Oh, Marjorie, I don't want you to be too disappointed.
Well, to tell you the truth, Unky, I'm kind of glad.
Well, it looks as if we might have a white Christmas after all.
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a moment. Some friends dropped in the other night to help us trim our Christmas tree. And after we had the tree all decked out, Mrs. Lang served a buffet lunch. And while one of our guests was fixing a sandwich, she said to me...
I suppose, John, that this spread is the parquet margarine we've heard you raving about on the Gildersleeve show.
That's it, the one and only parquet margarine.
Well, here's that chance I've been waiting for. You've been saying that parquet margarine is still unmatched for flavor.
Yes, I have. And the best way to prove it is to taste that sandwich you just spread with parquet.
All right. 1, 2, 3, tasting.
Now, there's real flavor for you. Fresh, sweet, and delicate. Am I right?
Yes, you are. It's really delicious.
Thank you. And friends, I'm sure you'll have the same gratifying taste experience the very first time you spread parquet margarine on bread, hot toast, and rolls. I'm sure you'll agree with the millions who prefer parquet margarine, that it's still unmatched for flavor. Try it soon and let your own taste decide. That's Parkay, parquet margarine, made by the Kraft Foods Company. Now let's get back to the great Gildersleeve. It's getting on toward 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and here and there in Summerfield, lights have been turned on. Here a Christmas tree, there a neon sign. The Gildersleeve house is not yet lit up, though Gildersleeve is there wrapping parcels and putting artistic bows on them. At the moment, he is alone in the parlor.
Darn fancy paper. They never make it big enough. Must think people give each other thimbles for Christmas.
Hi, Unc. What you doing?
Don't sneak up on me like that, Leroy.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
You didn't scare me. You merely surprised me. You were hoping you'd see something, weren't you?
No, I just happened to come downstairs quietly. I've been wrapping up Marge's present.
Oh, finally got one, did you?
Yeah. Swell, too. It cost $1.50.
Well, what is it?
Perfume. The bottle is shaped like a little house. I hope it smells good.
You mean you didn't smell it before you bought it?
Nah, but for $1.50, how could it be lousy?
Well, I hope you're right, my boy. Well, if your presents are ready, maybe you could help me wrap up some of these things.
Okay, sure, Unc.
Here, see if you can do a nice job on this box of cigars.
Who's it for, the old ghost?
Yeah, no. Leroy, these cigars are for my very good friend, Judge Horace Hooker.
Okay.
Huh? See who that is, my boy.
Maybe it's a present. Marge, look at all the packages.
Oh, they took around some presents, and everywhere I went, they gave me something.
Well, that's Christmas, my dear.
Gosh, is all that stuff for you, Marge?
Oh, not all of it. Some of it's for the whole family.
I know those family presents. Doilies.
Don't be pessimistic. Put the things under the tree, my dear, and then you can help me and Leroy wrap up this other stuff.
Okay. I hope what Francie gave me is what I think.
What do you think?
What I gave her. I was going to get one for myself, too, but then I figured maybe.
Christmas is a bad time to buy things for yourself, my dear.
Here's the judge's cigars, Unc. Neat, hey?
A little shaggy, but I'll pass it. Where's that card I made out for him? Oh, here. Just shove this under the string.
Okay. Why doesn't Leroy take it over to him?
Oh, maybe he can later. The judge doesn't stop by. He generally looks in on Christmas Eve.
You know what we ought to do? Francie's mother does it every year. We ought to get an extra package ready in case somebody drops in with a present we don't expect.
Well, good idea. Very clever.
I don't get it.
Well, you remember how embarrassing it was when Mrs. Pettibone came by last year?
Embarrassing? All she brought was a glass of jelly.
That's not the spirit, Leroy. Mrs. Pettibone was thoughtful enough to bring us a Christmas remembrance. It was beautifully wrapped, too.
So you couldn't tell it was jelly.
What did you say, Leroy?
Nothing.
Well, just be careful. Remember that Santa Claus can hear you even if I can't.
Okay. Do you think he's heard me say anything about a set of drums?
He certainly has. I venture to say he's sick of hearing about them.
Okay.
Unky, I know just the thing for the extra present. Those bookends Aunt Hattie sent you last year.
The two Cupids leaning against each other? I don't know, my dear.
Well, you never cared for them particularly, but someone else might be crazy about them.
Can't imagine who. But go ahead and wrap them up. They'll do for a real emergency.
I'll go upstairs and get them. Doorbell! I'll get it!
Well, Merry Christmas, children.
Merry Christmas, Judge.
Is your uncle home? Oh, here he is. Compliments of the season, Throckmorton.
Well, same to you, Horace. Same to you. Take off your coat and mittens and make yourself at home.
No, I can't. Thank you just the same. I just stopped by to leave some little Christmas remembrance.
Oh, you shouldn't have done it, Horace. Leroy, where's that package we had for Judge Hooker?
Coming up.
Here. Take this with you, Horace, and all of our best wishes for a very Merry Christmas.
Throckmorton, you shouldn't have done it.
Nonsense, old Christmas comes but once a year.
So it does. And in spite of all the inconvenience and the crowded stores and the whatnot, it's a grand old day.
Yeah, nothing like it. It's a day when a man really feels close to his friends and his family.
Exactly. Well, I've got to be running along. I hope you children won't be disappointed when you open your stockings tomorrow.
I'm sure everything will be lovely, Judge.
I hope it's as lovely as you're looking right this minute, my dear.
Why, thank you, kind sir.
She's growing up to be a pretty child, Throckmorton.
Don't tell her, Judge. You'll give her ideas.
Got your package, Judge?
Yes, thank you. Well, goodbye, all.
So long, Judge. Thanks a lot.
Oh, yes, thank you, Judge.
Don't mention it.
Merry Christmas, Horace.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Good old Horace. Original, too, yeah. A little difficult at times, a little set in his ways, maybe, but true blue just the same.
He's sweet.
You said it. Can we look at the stuff he brought, Unc?
I think we'd better wait till tomorrow.
Oh, just one little peek.
Well, just one then, and no shaking, mind you.
Okay. Best wishes for a happy Christmas to Marjorie from her friend Judge Hooker.
My, it's big.
Merry Christmas to Leroy, and be careful with this. Say, might be a knife.
Yes, yes. Well, what does mine say?
Yours? He only left 2.
What?
That's right, Uncle Morse.
Why, that two-faced old goat. And I gave him 25 cigars, 3 for $29.
No, It's more blessed to give than to receive.
Don't tell me I know it, but by George, I'll show him next year. Well, the place is beginning to look Christmassy. Tree never really looks like anything until it's dark outside.
Let's turn out all the lights, then it'll look super.
No, not now. I'm reading.
Christmas cards look nice up on the mantel there. I think we got more cards than usual this year.
That's because the war's over.
Well, maybe. Say, I think it would be nice to spend a few minutes looking at our cards, make a little good wish for each of the people who sent them. What do you say, children?
It'd be more fun to open a present.
Yeah, Leroy. After all, a Christmas card is a real thought. A lot of trouble, too.
Well, sure, only...
Never mind. Marjorie, what about you?
I'm reading.
What a family. Well, I think it's a good idea, and I'm going through with it. Let's see. Here's a pretty card. 3 wise men walking through the snow to Bethlehem.
There wasn't any snow in Bethlehem.
There was, too. You can see it right here in the picture. Noel, Noel. That's all it says. Very nice. Yeah, who sent this? Oh, Summerfield Hardware Company. Hoping to fill your tool needs in 1946. By George, that's enough to turn a man's doorbell.
I got it. Leroy seems awfully willing today.
Hello, Mr. Peavy. Merry Christmas.
Oh, Peavy, I completely forgot him. I haven't got a present for him.
It had his book in.
Gee.
Come on in, Mr. Peavy. He'll be glad to see you.
Mr. Gildersleeve, I want to take this opportunity to wish a very Merry Christmas to you and to your family.
Why, thank you, Mr. Peavy.
Yes, thanks, Peavy, and the same to you, and to Mrs. Peavy. Tell her, Peavy, that I... Peavy?
What's the matter?
Is that lipstick on your cheek, or do my eyes deceive me?
Lipstick?
Yes.
On my cheek?
Yes.
Well, it's darn mistletoe.
I don't blame the mistletoe, Peavy. Mistletoe isn't what leads a man astray.
I didn't go astray. I just went to deliver a Christmas present to Mr... to take a present to this certain party.
Who is it, Peavy? I might go take this party a little certain present myself. Come on now. Who was it?
Mr. Gildersleeve, a gentleman never betrays a lady. Just the same, I better get this stuff off my face before I go home. Mrs. Peavy doesn't take much stock in mistletoe.
Here, don't use your handkerchief, Peavy. Leroy, take Mr. Peavy up to the bathroom.
Okay.
Oh, I can't believe that's necessary.
It's the only way. Isn't it, Marjorie?
It's the best way, Mr. Peavy.
The way of the transgressor is hard. Well, show me where it is, Leroy.
Okay. Gosh, all this fuss about a little lipstick.
Poor Mr. Peavy.
Marjorie, he's left a 5-pound box of chocolates here. Look, Mr. Gildersleeve and family from the Peavies. What shall I do?
But the bookends. Oh, isn't it lucky we thought of it?
I suppose so. No, by George, it's not. I wouldn't give those bookends to a nice fellow like Peavy. I don't know who I would give them to now that I come to think of it.
Well, what can you do? We haven't got another thing.
Yes, we have. I have, that is. I bought myself a little present today. A little silver lighter I couldn't resist.
Why, Uncle Morse.
All right, I know I shouldn't have done it. Well, I'll give it to Peavy.
We'd better hurry and wrap it.
It's all wrapped. Right here under the tree. Thought I'd surprise myself Christmas morning.
What about a card?
Oh, yes, a card.
Here.
Merry Christmas to good old Peavy from Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve and family. What's so funny?
I was just reading the card you had on it before.
Give me that card.
To Throckmorton from his loving brother.
Well, my brother Wendell would probably give me a lighter if he thought of it, if he had any money. Oh, there you are, Peavy, as good as new.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that. Rubbed half my face away getting the darn stuff off.
Yeah, he really worked on it.
I'm much obliged for the use of your facilities, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, think nothing of it, Peavy. Come on, sit down and relax for a while.
No, I really can't. Mrs. Peavy and I light our tree at 6 o'clock sharp, and I got to be there.
Oh, well, in that case, of course.
Oh, I just came over to bring a couple of small gifts to you and Mrs. Ransom.
Oh, Mrs. Ransom. That's where you ran into the mistletoe.
Mr. Gildersleeve, I'm a cad.
Don't you worry about it, Peavy. If I know her, she was more to blame than you.
No, I wouldn't say that. I gave her as good as I got.
Well.
I'd really better be going, Mr. Gildersleeve, but I'll just leave this little thought for you and Marjorie and Leroy, if I may.
Little thought. It's a 5-pound box of chocolates.
My best grade.
You shouldn't have done it, Peavy. But here, take this along, and I hope you and Mrs. Peavy have a Merry, Merry Christmas.
Well, thank you. Good night, Marjorie. Good night, Leroy.
Good night, Mr. Peavy.
Good night, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Good night, Peavy. Go straight home now.
Present for Mrs. Ransom?
Yes, I have, my dear. Why do you ask?
Because I see her coming up the front walk. I'll go.
You will kindly stay right where you are, my boy. You too, my dear.
Don't worry.
I will handle this. Leela, Merry Christmas.
Shame to you, Throckmorton.
My. What are all those packages?
Oh, take some of them, will you, please?
Yeah, just put them down here for a second. There.
Throckmorton, what on earth?
Heavy hangs over your head, Leela.
Throckmorton, I got a cold.
What do I care? Merry Christmas.
Oh, my goodness, you absolutely took my breath away.
Did I? Well, Happy New Year. Come on in, Leela. Take off your coat and stay a while.
Well, just for a minute. Can you bring my packages like a sweet line?
Oh, sure thing. Say, a lot of them, too.
Well, I want to explain about that. Good evening, Marjorie. Hello, Leroy.
Hi, Mrs. Ransom. What do you know?
Good evening, Mrs. Ransom. Well, I do hope you children are going to like the presents I brought you, but I never know.
Don't worry. Whatever it is, I'll be crazy about it.
Well, this package is for you, Leroy.
Gee, thanks a million.
And this is for Marjorie. The Bonton Specialty Shop, my dream. And this is for Bertie.
Oh, put it with Bertie's things under the tree, my boy.
Got it. And this is for you, Throckmorton.
Leela, you shouldn't have done it.
Oh, that's silly.
What's this other package, Mrs. Ransom?
Oh, that's the strangest thing. Judge Hooker came by with a gift for me, the old darling.
The old goat.
Oh, but wait, Throckmorton. He accidentally left a package for you at the same time.
What?
Look. To Throckmorton, best wishes for a Merry Christmas from the old goat.
Well, I'll be darned. Good old Hooker. He was true blue after all.
What's in the package, Unc?
Looks like a box of cigars. 50 Coronas. Gee. Well, I'll make it up to him next year.
Oh, the tree looks simply lovely, Marjorie. Did you decorate it? No, Leroy did it all. Well, Leroy, you should be real proud. I don't think I ever saw a prettier tree.
Thanks a lot.
Well, our side of the family always had a flair for that sort of thing. Good taste was just born in Leroy.
Oh, Unky, now that Mrs. Ransom's here, why don't we sing a few Christmas carols?
Oh, an excellent suggestion. Will you play for us, Leela?
I'd love to. I don't think Christmas is Christmas without singing a few carols.
Well, come on, then. Come on, Leroy. You can sing alto if you're careful.
Don't worry about me. You're the one that gets off.
Yep. Now, my boy.
Excuse me, Mr. Gildersleeve. Is it all right if I go now?
Good evening, Bertie. Merry Christmas.
Good evening, Miss Ransom. I didn't see you over there.
I thought you'd left long ago, Bertie. Sure, you can go.
All right, then. I guess I will.
Bertie's going to sing a solo tonight in church.
Now, Leroy.
Is that a fact, Bertie? A solo?
Well, won't be nobody singing but me. Not on this one particular carol. It's just a little Christmas carol, that's all.
Well, why don't you sing it here, Bertie, before you leave?
Oh, no, I wouldn't want to do that.
Oh, come on, Bertie.
Yes, Bertie, do you good. Sing it now, and you'll do it better in church.
I'd be too scared, Mr. Gildersleeve.
There's nothing to be scared of, Bertie. Is that your music you got there?
Yes, sir, just a little book of carols.
Come on. Leela, you can play this, can't you?
I don't believe I know it, but I guess I can play it.
All right, Bertie. Sing it.
Lay thou little tiny child by thy lovely lolly. Lolly, thou little tiny child by Bye-bye, lovely, lovely.
Oh, Bertie, that's lovely.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Kind of a funny tune, but I like it.
So did I.
You'll do fine in church, Bertie. Now, before you go, let's sing something we can all sing, huh?
Joy to the world. Oh, yes.
Come on, everybody in on this. Let her go, Leela.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him robe. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing.
Yes, sir. Christmas.
Was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, except the great Gildersleeve. Gildersleeve is still downstairs, fussing with something or other next to the Christmas tree.
Yeah, guess I'll go to bed.
Oh!
Well, I may live to regret this, but what do I care? Merry Christmas, everybody.
The Kraft Foods Company and the entire cast of the Great Gildersleeve join in wishing every one of you the merriest Christmas and the happiest holiday season you've ever had. Good night.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Don't turn that dial. This is the right station if you want to hear about Jonathan Thomas and his Christmas on the Moon. Hark, hark, the dogs do bark. And really, I feel so silly. For I've just come down from the moon with my hair all willy-nilly. But I've got good news to tell to you, all about little Jonathan Thomas. For I knew how anxious you'd be to hear of how he's kept his promise. Well, you remember the witch of Rumpelstiltskin and the very good fairy queen, and what a good friend she's always been to foil the witch's scheme. Well, Jonathan Thomas is still sound asleep and under the spell in the forest so deep. But Whiskery Bill, that's the squirrel, he ran and ran and ran until he came to the rainbow's end, where the cold wind blows. He went there, you know, for the briar rose, who needed a ruby for its red. That's why to Whiskery Bill she said, "Please hurry and go where the cold wind blows and bring me a ruby that glows. And when you've done that, please hurry right back, and I'll grow you a red, red rose. And then you can keep your promise and awaken little Jonathan Thomas." So Whiskery Bill, he ran and ran, even faster and quicker than ever I can. But before he came to the rainbow's end, he chanced to meet a very nice friend who happened to be a walrus. Well, together they went, as Bill had been sent, but when they got there, after such wear and tear, they met the Rainbow Keeper, and then they were wiser, for he was a miser, and no one can be any cheaper. But the walrus said, "Look here, I'm no fool. There's more than one way to get the jewel." And they did. And then they ran and ran and ran, just as fast as anyone can until... Oh, but then, here's where the story begins again.
We're as happy and quite a bit sappy. Over the snow we go. Hippity hop, we'll never stop for a long time, goodness knows. Hand in hand we reach the land of the beautiful red, red rose. For we've been to the land of the rainbow, the beautiful rainbow's end. We've got the red and the price on our head, which we would be glad to lend. So, hippity hop, we'll never stop for a long time, goodness knows. Hand in hand we reach the land of the beautiful red, red rose. Ho, 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 ho. Blimey, me lad, ho, 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 and strike me blue. If that isn't the finest song that I've ever heard, even from a bird, and that's putting it quite a bit strong.
It's a funnier thing, but I like to sing when I'm happy and gay. And I'm so happy that I'm quite a bit sappy. So, hi, nanny, nanny, and a hey, hey, hey.
Righto, by Jove, I say.
Oh, I'm sure glad I kept my promise. For now we can wake up Jonathan Thomas. And I can hardly wait, goodness knows, till we arrive at the Brambly Road.
You know, it was a bit of fun, even if we did have to run when the keeper chased us out. And I thought I'd die with laughter. But we're no fools, 'cause we got the jewels. And blimey, that's what we went after.
You've been a good friend, for not all friends would lend such help as you have done. And I would have looked and looked everywhere under the sun for that rainbow bridge if you hadn't come.
Oh, pish and tush, what a lot of slush. And stop your jabbering flatter. Or strike me pink, most people will think that you're as mad as an atter.
Well?
By Jove, I say. Will you look this way? We've reached the end of our trail. We've followed our nose till we've reached the rose. But I knew from the start that we wouldn't fail.
Oh, there's the Brambly Rose. Oh, but where's the ruby? Oh, dear, where I put it, only goodness knows.
Hello, my friendly Whiskery Bill. You see, I'm waiting for you still.
Hello, Mrs. Rose. Oh, I've got a kind of treat. I want you to meet a very good friend of mine. Mrs. Rose, if you'll not resent, then may I present Sir Algernon Q. Whipplesnapple?
How do you do?
Quite nicely, thank you. And I might even say that I'm charmed.
You know, I'm glad that you hurried, for I was no end worried, not to speak of being alarmed. I was afraid you'd stayed and forgotten your promise, which would have been sad for Jonathan Thomas.
Here's the rubies, Mrs. Rose. But it's not half as red as Sir Algy's nose.
Oh, now go away. That's not a very nice thing to say.
I've been told that it's very cold up near the rainbow's end.
Well, there was quite a storm, but I was quite warm, thanks to my very good friend.
Thank you for the ruby. And now, let's waste no more time. But please shut your eyes while I speak the rhyme.
Rhyme, Mrs. Rose?
Oh, yes, you might have guessed, for you see, each rose is prose, written in color and rhyme.
Oh, I'll shut my eyes.
You're both very kind and most wise. And now... Oh, earth so deep and sky so high, and all ye winds that moan and sigh, and all ye beauties of the trees, and all ye emeralds of the sea, please hide your eyes and bow your head, while I bring forth a rose so red. And now I give this gift to you. Guard it well, it shall be true. Take it as you made the promise, and awaken from sleep little Jonathan Thomas.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Rose. You're so very kind.
And now I suppose we'd better go. That is, if you don't mind.
Of course I don't. I'm very glad, for the spell of the witch made me very sad. And now I may sleep in my mossy bed, thou now that you have your rose so red. Goodbye.
I'm pleased to have met you.
Righto, and so am I.
May good luck and cheer be on your way, and may you again come back someday.
We'll try to, and thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Come on, Whiskery Bill.
Oh, we're
off to keep our promise
to wake up Jonathan Thomas.
For
we've
done right well to break the spell of the wicked old witch of Rumpelstiltskin. Oh, we're off to keep our promise.
Squim-dum-do, squim-dum-dee, tell me, magic mirror, what you see.
Oh, magic witch of Rumpelstiltskin, I see the breaking of your will and the red rose token. So the spell will be broken by a squirrel named Whiskery Bill.
Forsooth, that's not the truth. I thought I stopped that Whiskery Bill.
Well, he does not stop, but goes hippity-hop as he runs across the hill.
Then much more magic will I make tragic, till he doth quake and shiver. Look and see, and then tell to me, does he have to cross a river?
Below the hill, there is a rill. That's very deep and nice. But your greatest trouble, which is more than double, is that it's frozen over with ice.
Ah, their game I'll beat. I'll brew some heat, and then we'll see how nice. When in they fall, red rose and all, right through the melting ice. Right through the melting ice.
Snug as a bug in a rug, we are. We're snug as a bug in a rug. Chug, chug.
We're nice and warm against any old storm, and we'll not break and quiver. And we'll
lippity-lop and skip and hop right over and across the river.
Oh, I'm certainly glad the river's frozen over, for water to squirrels is not like clover. 'Cause I hate to get wet, and on that you can bet.
Come on, let's cross. All set?
Yep.
Then please don't slip, for nothing's as smooth as ice. And like as I said, don't fall on your head, for that wouldn't be very nice.
Oh, look, Sir Algy. What do you know? Look, there are some cracks beginning to show.
By Jove. I say, look here, this way. If this isn't hard to beat. Where there's ice and snow, and it's 20 below, how can there be any heat?
What's that sound? Look out, we'll drown. I can't swim if I fall in. Help! Help!
Oh, the ice!
Well, what do you know about that? Here they were just about back to Jonathan Thomas with the red, red rose. They fall through the ice into the river. Oh, and it makes me shiver to even think of it. What do you think will happen? Well, we'd better find out real soon. So don't forget to listen to the next story of Jonathan Thomas, will you? I won't.
From Hollywood, it's the new Edgar Bergen Hour with Charlie McCarthy.
Now, if you Bergens will help me, I'll mow you down.
It's Sunday night, and time again transcribed for Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy with Mortimer Snerd, Effie Clinker, Gary Crosby, Candy Bergen, Carol Richards, Ray Noble, Jack Kirkwood, Gloria Gordon, the Mellow Men, yours truly, John Heaston, and our special guest, Santa Claus's helper, Mr. Frank Fawcett. And here they are now, Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy.
Well, Merry Christmas, everybody, and Merry Christmas to you, too, Charlie. My dear, sweet little boy.
Dear, sweet little boy.
Yes.
Have you been inhaling that plum pudding?
No. No, it's just that tonight, Charlie, tonight my little daughter, Candy, is going to be on this show.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so happy. You know, she's the apple of my eye.
Yes, I know. But don't forget, Buster, I'm the cabbage of your bank book.
Yes. Candy is so talented, you know. She sings, she acts, she recites, she plays the piano, and she gets wonderful marks in school, too. And she's only 9 years old. Doesn't that make you a little ashamed, Charlie?
Well, so what? Her wisdom teeth grew too fast, that's all. It could happen to anybody.
Yes. I hope you're not jealous.
Me jealous? I welcome competition.
You do.
What have I got to worry about? Let the kid have her chance.
Hello, Daddy. Charlie.
Okay, that's enough, folks. That's enough now. Goodbye, little kid. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye. She doesn't take a hint, does she?
All right. Yeah. Now, Charlie, please. Candy, my own little Candy.
Oh, gee.
Yes, tonight my heart is full of joy. Tonight my little girl steps out into the footlights of life.
Down, Daddy, down.
Yeah.
Holy smoke, she's getting laughs, too. Watch it, kid. Remember, there's only one star on this show. Just remember that.
Oh, but I'm sure he won't mind how good I am. Mortimer's so sweet.
Yeah, that does it. That kid's got to go.
No, she's got to go. All right. I think Candy's very amusing. Yes, she's a girl after my own heart.
Yeah, and after my job.
No.
If I'm not careful. Good night, you trial-sized Lucille Ball, you. All right.
But I want to be on the show, Charlie.
Oh, sure.
I want to be just like Daddy.
Oh, no ambition, eh?
Merry Christmas, Edgar. Charlie.
Merry Christmas to you, Mr. Noble.
Oh, I say, you're Edgar's little girl, of course, yes. Now, don't tell me your name. No, I'm sure I know it. Oh, yes, of course. You're little Dextrose, aren't you?
That's Candy, Ray, Candy.
Yeah. And now, Charlie and Candy, remember, I asked both of you to learn that wonderful poem, The Night Before Christmas.
Uh-huh.
And, Charlie, did you memorize it?
Well, I tell you, yes, part of it.
Part of it?
Yes. I've been sick a good deal, but I worked on it.
Yes, I see. Which part?
The title.
Oh, the title, yes.
Daddy, I studied hard and memorized the whole thing.
Why don't you get lost?
Now, wait a minute. So you memorized the whole poem, Candy? Well, now, she may be young, but she's way beyond her years in intelligence.
Yeah, I hate middle-aged kids.
Yeah. I'll tell you, children, I'm going to give you each a very wonderful present if you will recite the poem right now on this program. Yes. And you can take alternate lines. I think that will be interesting. You start it, Candy.
Oh, of course.
All right. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house.
Yes. Charlie?
Huh?
Yes.
What? Oh, there's more?
Yes.
Hey, pal. Hey, buddy. Hey, kiddo. What's the next line?
Not a creature was stirring.
Yeah, I got it. Not a creature was stirring. Not even a louse.
No, a mouse. Candy, my dear?
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care.
And the leave me the room could stand some fresh air.
No. No. In hopes that Saint who?
St. Vitus? No. St. Bernard? No. St. Paul? No. Minneapolis? No. I'm on the wrong track.
You certainly are.
Well, I tried, gee whiz.
Continue.
The children were nestled, all snug in their bed.
And shoot if you must, his old gray head. No.
Please, Charlie, think of me.
Oh, bald head. No.
Now, Charlie, you know the part about Santa Claus where he rides through the sky?
Oh, yeah. He flies through the air with the greatest of ease, the jolly fat man with the red DVD.
That is completely wrong.
Well, few of us are perfect.
Yes. Candy, will you help him out?
When out on the lawn, there arose such a clatter, I sprung from my bed to see what was the matter.
I tore open the shutter and threw up the sash.
And now comes the reindeer. What about the reindeer?
Yeah, what about them? Yeah.
What were their names?
There were Dancer and Prancer.
Yeah, Dancer, Prancer, Dandruff, and Blintzes. No. Thunder and Lightning. No.
What did Santa say? You know, on Dancer, on Prancer.
Oh, yeah. On Dancer, on Prancer, and what do you know? Prancer came in and paid $2.20 to show.
Candy. Not my little Candy.
I taught her that.
Yeah, You taught her that?
Yes.
Well, it'd been better if you'd spent a little more time learning the poem instead.
Don't you get it, Bergen? We both know the darn thing.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
We were only teasing you, Daddy.
I see. Well, you two are always thinking of some monkey business.
Yeah, we're busy.
Yeah. You should have greater respect for your father.
Why?
Why? Well, I've been given a very rare talent.
You have?
Yes.
Why do you hide it?
No, I don't. I am a great ventriloquist.
Oh.
Yes, I am one of the few people in the world who can throw their voices. You see, I can throw my voice upstairs. I can throw my voice under the stage if I wish.
Is that so?
Yes.
You mean like this, Daddy? Hello, Joe, you down there? You, what do you want, Candy?
Oh, no, not you, Joe.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, here is our own Christmas carol, lovely Carol Richards, singing I'll Take Romance.
I'll take romance when my heart is young and eager to fly. I'll give my heart a try. I'll take romance. When my arms are strong and eager for you, I'll give my arms their cue. I'll take romance, so my lover, when you want me, call me in the hush of the evening, when you call me in the hush of the evening, I'll rush to my first real romance. take my heart away. I'll take romance. So, my lover, when you want me, call me. In the hush of the evening, when you call me. In the hush of the evening, I'll rush to my first real romance. When my heart is young and eager and gay, I'll give my heart away. I'll take romance. I'll take my own romance.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the portion of our program that teaches you how to be completely self-sufficient. We proudly present our expert on everything. Here he is, direct from a successful year of unemployment, Professor Kirkwood and his do-it-yourself department.
Good evening, Professor Kirkwood. And what is your topic for today?
My subject should interest all those who spent more than they could afford this Christmas. My talk today is entitled Bankruptcy and How to Enjoy It.
Professor, do you mean to say that you're actually advocating that our listeners try to get out of paying their Christmas bills by going into bankruptcy?
That's right, boy. Buy my home bankruptcy kit and become a successful bankrupt.
Professor, do you consider yourself a successful bankrupt?
Am I successful? Oh, what a silly question. Listen, boy, when I got out of high school, I didn't have a dime.
Yeah.
And today, I owe over $100,000.
In other words, year after year, you just go deeper and deeper into debt.
That's right, boy.
Uh-huh.
What's good enough for good old Uncle Sam is good enough for me.
Professor, aren't you a little ashamed of yourself, gypping all those people out of their money?
Oh, that I am, boy. Sometimes I get to crying so hard I can hardly count the dough.
Kirkwood, why don't you go straight?
Nothing doing. A friend of mine went straight and nearly starved.
Why?
He was a contortionist.
Oh, right.
Oh, get it, West? Contortionist? Oh, just call me the Red Horse. I'm flying tonight.
That will do. Now, to get back to your bankruptcy kit, just what does it contain?
Well, most important of all, it contains the names of some fine lawyers.
Uh-huh.
Now, just look at the list. Here's the firm of Get It, Got It, and Gone.
Yeah.
Habeas I Object, cut-rate criminal lawyers, walk upstairs and save 10 years. Oh, they're terrific.
Yeah.
In the last case, they got the jury so mixed up, they sent the judge to the chair.
Well, that was pretty clever.
Oh, then there's Loophole McGee.
Yes.
Why, during his career, he defended 30 murderers, and each one was hanged.
They were all hanged?
Yep.
Oh, my.
That's how he got his slogan. Swing and sway with Loophole McGee.
I say, back in London, they have a frightfully distinguished law firm.
No?
Yes. Their name is Button, Button, and Zipper.
Zipper?
Yes, old boy. He replaced one of the buttons that dropped off.
What's the buttons that dropped off? I'm not well.
Professor, our time is running out. Now, just what is the procedure that you have to go through, as you put it, to enjoy bankruptcy?
Well, first you have to file your bankruptcy.
Yes.
Any ordinary nail file will do.
Well,
The next step is to demand a habeas corpuscle mandamus pizzicato in a choice of 2 vegetables. Or, as proved by the case of Smirnoff versus vodka. That was quite a case.
I imagine.
Went to the high court. You get it? High court.
Well, thank you, Professor, but I'm afraid our time is up.
Oh, too bad. Well, I'll just collect my lecture fee and go.
Well, Professor, I'm sorry. I don't believe I can pay you.
And why not?
I've just decided I'm filing for bankruptcy.
No.
Now, here's a suggestion for the holiday season from a very good friend of yours.
Say, the next time you plan a party, how about making it a pizza party? A spicy pizza pie, bubbling with tangy sauce and mellow cheese, is a quick trick to make your party a success. And when you use Chef Boyardee pizza pie mix, your pizza takes no time at all. It's that easy. Each gay yellow carton of Chef Boyardee pizza pie mix contains all the ingredients. The flour mix for a flaky crust, the yeast to raise it, the rich pizza sauce, even the Italian-style cheese. So how about it? The next time you plan a party, how about making it a pizza party with Chef Boyardee pizza pie mix?
Pizza molto bene, what a tasty pizza pie. Boyardee's the chef that treats you to that real Italian style. Boyardee Italian pizza pie by Chef Boyardee. Chef Boyardee. Chef Boyardee.
Now here's Gary Crosby singing Autumn Leaves.
The falling leaves drift by the window. The autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses of the sunburnt hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter's song. But I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall, since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter's song. But I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall.
Oh, I got you under my skin. Well, you know, that's kind of silly. And there's hardly room for me under there. Yeah.
I noticed there's a bandage on your arm there. Oh, did you hurt your arm?
No, I hurt my nose.
Oh, I see. Why didn't you put the bandage on your nose?
Well, I couldn't breathe if I did that.
Couldn't breathe. Yep. How did you hurt your nose in the first place?
Well, bending down to tie my shoelaces.
Oh, that's ridiculous. I guess so. How could you hurt yourself trying to tie your shoelaces?
Well, I was on the roof.
Oh, you were on the roof?
Yeah. And my shoes were down on the ground.
Oh. What were you doing on the roof, Mortimer? What were you doing on the roof?
Yeah, I was on the roof.
Yeah, I see. What were you doing on the roof?
Oh, I was making holes in it. The rain wasn't leaking in the parlor in the right places.
Oh, I wasn't leaking in the right places.
No, it wasn't coming down where I'd set the pans out. Oh. Bunch of smart Alex out there tonight.
Well, rain is very important.
Not in my parlor, it ain't.
Well, I mean, rain turns everything green.
No, it doesn't turn everything green. My cow, Bessie's been out in the rain. Bessie stayed drowned.
She was out there during the heavy downpour?
Yeah, she was standing... Well, she was in the water, deep water.
Yeah. How deep?
Well, it was up to her crankcase, up to her crank.
Well, what are you going to call it? I see. Well, it must have been difficult to milk her.
Yeah, I guess that's how they got that saying, how now, drowned cow?
Well, we've had more than our share of moisture this year. Have you any idea how much rain fell this last season?
Well, I'd say all of it.
All of it. Rain is an interesting phenomenon.
No, phenomenon.
Do you know what makes rain?
Well, I guess water makes the best kind.
But let's start with evaporation.
All right, you start it.
Yeah, all right. You know what vapor is?
Vapor?
Yeah, what do you think?
Vapor. Is it the husband of the viper?
No. When the sun shines on a lake, what happens?
Freckles set in.
No. I'll explain evaporation this way. All air contains some moisture. Have you noticed what happens to your breath when you blow it out on some cold morning?
No, I ain't paid no attention. When I'm finished with it, it goes its way and I go mine. That's the way it goes, yeah. What am I supposed to do? Stand around and watch my breath?
Well, now, when you breathe on a mirror, in a few seconds it's mist.
Well, don't look at me. I didn't steal it.
Now, wait, now. When I say your breath is mist, I don't mean that it's mist. Oh, I mean it's mist.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way it goes, yeah. I'd like to get out of this thing. Huh? The guy's loony.
You don't understand. Mist is sort of like dew.
Yeah, like dew, yes. Honey or howdy?
Well, I know. Dew is moisture. You know, it's constantly being evaporated from the earth. Moisture-laden air rises, it cools, and lo, a cloud is born.
Would you give me that again?
Moisture-laden air rises.
No.
It cools.
No.
And lo, a cloud is born.
Is that right? Yes. A boy or a girl?
Well,
The Edgar Bergen Hour, transcribed with Charlie McCarthy, Mortimer Snerd, Gary Crosby, Candy Bergen, Carol Richards, Jack Kirkwood, the Mellow Man, and Ray Noble, will be back after station identification. From Hollywood, it's the new Edgar Bergen Hour with Charlie McCarthy, Mortimer Snerd, Gary Crosby, Candy Bergen, Carol Richards, Jack Kirkwood, the Mellow Men, Ray Noble, and yours truly, John Heaston. Ladies and gentlemen, today being Christmas, our purpose is to bring you exactly what we think you'd like to hear. And since one of the most popular shows on the air is the panel quiz show, we now bring you our own version of just such a program. Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present that exciting new show that tries to guess your occupation. What the devil do you do?
Good evening, friends. I am your moderator, John Weekly. Once again, it is time to play What the Devil Do You Do? And now, here is our first contestant. Sir, will you tell our panel of experts your name and hometown?
Yeah, sure. My name is Axel Svensson, and I come from Puget Sound, Jingus.
Mr. McCarthy, I see you have your hand up.
Yeah.
Have you guessed this man's occupation?
His occupation? Well, I know he's no actor. Yeah, that's correct. I wasn't one of them.
Tell me, my good man, by any chance are you English?
No, my goodness me, no, I'm not English, no.
Well, then I don't think it's very important what you do, Frank.
Well, I'll say he's half Swedish and half Hawaiian.
Half Swedish and half Hawaiian?
Yep.
There's no such thing.
Of course there is. Haven't you heard of Swede Leilani? Swede Leilani. I think I'll cut my throat.
How are you fixed for blades?
Crosby, I think I'll give you a good sock right in the nose.
How do you like that? Them that has gets all.
Now, panel, please. As usual, to start off our program, you will each get a free guess at what Mr. Swenson does for a living.
Yeah, but let's see if you can guess just what exactly I do. Can you scrutinize what my occupation is? I think he looks like a loser from the medic. That ain't right.
No, I think he works as a test pilot for garbage disposal.
I think he manufactures hot milk tables.
Hot milk tables?
Yes, for people who can't sleep in the same room as coffee tables. You know,
I see.
Oh, steady, stomach, steady.
And that's a lot to steady, too.
Keep quiet, you, or I'll blister your varnish.
You poor man's Dorothy Kilgallen. Remember, I'm on this panel.
Let's face it, you are a panel.
Now look, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Stomach. All I can say to you
just a minute now. Whoa. Hold everything now.
Gentlemen, please, gentlemen. As for you Swede with the head that's coming through the weeds. Yeah, well, I've been insulted now. I better go back to Puget Sound. And my job there is in a pewter factory. I make pewter pots. Up to you.
Good night, everyone.
Here's Carol Richards singing If You Don't Want My Love.
If you don't want my love, then I know who I'll give it to. If you don't want my love, if you don't know the thrill that makes my heart stand still, if you don't feel the same appeal, then I know one who will. If our kind of love can die, then just say goodbye me free. There's no regret for me. There's someone new in place of you. If you don't want my love,
if you don't feel just the same appeal, then I know of one who will.
If our kind of love can die,
should die,
then just say goodbye. I won't be crying.
Will you be
crying? Now that you set me free, there's no regret for me. There's someone new in place of you. If you don't want my
Ladies and gentlemen, we now bring you our Meet the People department, and tonight we think we have a real treat for you. Our guest has had a very busy month, but today, Christmas Day, his work is done, and a lot of children, both young and old, are a lot happier for it. Through the courtesy of Santa Claus, we present one of his helpers, Mr. Frank Fawcett.
Thank you, and a Merry Christmas, everybody.
Well, welcome to our show, Mr. Santa Claus Helper. You know, you look so much like that jolly old fellow, I could have sworn that when I first saw you that you were Santa himself.
Well, that's what everyone says. It's because all Santa's helpers dress exactly as he does. Maybe he's a little stouter than we are. His eyes are probably lots merrier, but we try to look as much like him as we can.
Now, you a full-time Santa helper?
No, I just help out during the Christmas season. The rest of the year, I'm the supervising engineer for the Broadway department stores. I'm at the service building over on Mission Road.
Oh, yes. Isn't that where the old Scenic Zoo used to be, and later it was the Louis B. Mayer Studio?
That's right, Edgar. I was an actor at that time, and my present office is on the exact spot where my old dressing room used to be.
Well, now, that's an interesting story behind the Santa Claus helper. Well, that certainly is an unusual coincidence, too. What were some of the pictures that you made at that studio, then?
Well, I worked in the Three Musketeers, Douglas Fairbanks, Jr.
Yes.
As a scene or two, he was the same thing, you know.
Yes.
And Dorothy Byrne, the Haddon Hall, Test the Storm Country with Mary Pickford. And I worked in Son of the Sheik with Rudolph Valentino, Anna Christie with Greta Garbo, and I made pictures with Gloria Swanson and Barbara Lamar. She was called the woman who was too beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But those pictures are all old and forgotten now, Edgar.
Oh, I don't know. They'll probably be popping up on TV any night now. I think it's wonderful that now you're making a career out of being Santa Claus's helper. What was the most number of children you've ever handled in one session?
Well, I once had 500 children sit on my lap in 1 hour. That's almost 10 a minute going through.
Yeah. Your lap must have looked like the Hollywood freeway.
Well, I seldom finish the day with a dry lap.
Yeah. Well, yes, I can see where that might happen. I guess that's one of your occupational hazards, I guess they would call that. And what do they want in these days? I imagine that tastes and toys have changed radically through the years.
Not really. Little girls still ask for dolls and baby buggies, little toy kitchens, irons, nurses' outfits.
And what do the boys ask for?
Well, they want mechanical toys. As always, spaceships, scientific gadgets, and more fantastic the better.
I know what you mean. The boy across the street from us got quite a present. It's a home atom bomb kit. On the box it said, "Be the first on your block to rule the world." I hope the house is still there. What about the old-fashioned presents like model trains? I always liked them.
Yes, that's for us older boys, Edgar. The children have to grow up to them.
Yeah. I guess they have to be big enough and strong enough to get them away from their dads. Well, what about some of these boys and girls who don't believe in Santa Claus? You run into them, don't you?
Yes, all the little tots believe in him, and that's only when they start to school they hear the other children doubt there's a Santa Claus. And though the teenagers are often cynical, well, then about 20 they begin to smile and wink at him again.
Do you ever get requests from teenagers?
Yes, the other day, a pretty little blonde about 14 sidled up to me, and she pointed to a boy about her age and says, "Sandy, I want him."
And she probably didn't even care if he was gift wrapped. Well, would you have a word of advice for Charlie?
Oh, sure, but I think Charlie pretends to be lots naughtier than he is, Edgar.
Yeah, how do you mean that?
Well, I'll let you in on a secret. He asked me for Marilyn Monroe in his stocking this year. But I think he's just as happy with her tricycle. That's a lot more fun.
Yes, well, of course. Charlie would probably have a good answer for that. And now that your work is over for another year, Mr. Santa Claus as helper, I guess you'll be returning to your job at the Broadway Department Store's service building.
That's right. But next year I'll be Santa's helper again, I hope.
Well, thanks for being with us tonight, and good night to you.
It was my pleasure, Edgar. Good night, and a Merry Christmas to you all.
And now it's time for our singing group, the Mellow Men. What are you going to sing tonight, fellows?
Look out the window.
Well, thank you, Hildegard Maestro.
Look out the window, see the snowflakes fall. Look out the window, winter's come to call. Children singing, sleigh bells ringing as they glide along. Look out the window, singing the winter song. Out there where the snowman stands on the icy lawn, children run to shake his hand, for when the sunshine he'll be gone. Hurry, hurry, see the flurry, winter won't last long. Look out the window, singing the winter song. Hear the voices shouting, oh goodness, what an outing. It's winter again. See the snowflakes falling, winter sports are calling. It's winter time again. Look out the window, see the snowflakes fall. Look out the window, winter's come to call. Children singing, sleigh bells ringing as they glide along. Look out the window, singing the winter song. Out there where the snowman stands on the icy lawn, children run to shake his hands, for when the sun shines he'll be gone. Hurry, hurry, see the flurry, winter won't last long. Look out the window, singing the winter song. Singing the winter song. Singing the winter song.
Ladies and gentlemen, Christmas is a time for children, and in that spirit, we'd like to present one of the favorite children's stories of all time, Little Red Riding Hood. However, with one slight variation. We've always heard Little Red Riding Hood's version Tonight, Charlie McCarthy thinks we ought to hear the wolf's side of the story. According to Charlie, this is what really happened.
I am the wolf. And you know what happened to me. They operated on me to remove one grandmother. But I was innocent. Let me tell you how I got into this mess. It all began in Red Riding Hood's cottage.
I'm home, Father. Any messages for me?
Oh, yes, Red, my daughter. I want you to drop in on your poor ailing grandmother and give her this oxtail soup that I fixed for her.
Why, Father, I didn't think you knew how to make oxtail soup.
Oh, it's actually very simple. You just go as far back on the ox as you can and dunk.
Oh, very well, Father. I'm off to Grandmother's.
Yes, but do be careful, Red. There's a wicked wolf in the woods, and if he starts to run after you, shout.
Oh, I will. After he catches me.
After he catches you?
Well, if I'm going to shout, I want to have something to shout about.
Well, there was Little Red Riding Hood on her way to her grandmother's house, unless something more interesting turned up. Little did I know I was her target for tonight. There I was, lying under a tree, looking for butterflies. I was too bashful to look at the birds and bees. When she sashays up to me in a strapless, backless riding hood.
Hello, you great, big, gorgeous wolf.
Now, you stand back, lady. You're singeing my fur.
Do you mind if I sit down next to you on this log?
Well, I suppose that'll be okay. You know, lady, you kind of smell kind of pretty.
Oh, thank you. It's a perfume I'm wearing called Nuit d'Amour.
Oh, as much as that, huh?
Yes. What's that you're wearing?
You noticed it, huh?
Yes.
That's gopher hole number 5. I was there.
Oh, Wolfie, I'm sitting on one end of this log, and you're sitting on the other end.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, doesn't it give you any ideas?
Well, I don't know. Oh, yeah. You want to play seesaw?
Oh, they're not making wolves the way they used to. Look, I'll explain it to you.
Yeah.
I'll move a little closer if you'll move a little closer.
Well, okay.
Now a little closer.
Okay. There.
You passed me.
I've played this game before, girl.
Oh, Wolfie. Why are you so afraid of girls?
Well, now, you take my brother. He met a girl. He put his arms around her, and she screamed, and before he knew it...
Yes?
Skin dyed and passing for a mink.
Oh, I'm going to find myself a real date. Wolfie, honey, do me a favor and deliver this soup to my grandmother.
Oh, no.
No. Please, Wolfie, pretty, please.
So, Little Red turned on to tears, and me, I got soft-hearted, and besides, I figured I was helping a sweet little old lady. When I got to that gray-haired grandma, the first thing she said to me when she saw me was,
Oh, goody, a man.
But I'm a wolf.
That's the best kind.
Well, holy smokes, it runs in the family. Calm down, Grandma. Act your age, will you?
Age? I may be a grandmother, but I'm still young. I'm just pushing 40.
Yeah, well, you must be pretty strong. You pushed it right into 70.
Oh, you're so cute.
Yeah.
Come on, lover boy. How about a game of spin the hot water bottle?
No, Granny, no. I just came here because Red Riding Hood sent me, and I brought you some oxtail soup.
Oxtail?
Yeah.
I'd rather have ox's foot.
What's the idea of that?
Well, I want something with a kick in it. Nail down my wig, Sonny. I'm blowing my top tonight.
Somebody must have spiked her bran flakes.
You're right. I did.
Oh.
But it's so sweet of you to bring poor old Grandma that soup. Because I can't do any cooking. You see, I hurt my hand.
Oh, what a pity, what a pity. What did you do to it?
I scratched my knuckles trying to make 4 the hard way. And that cotton-picking little Joe just wouldn't show.
Oh, poor old Granny. I'll put the soup over here and cover it with your racing form.
Okay. Look, it's 10 o'clock. I just got time to run down to Joe's dance hall. I'm entered in the mambo contest.
Dancing the mambo at your age? Oh, Grandma, how are you going to wind up?
I'm wound up. Now I'm ready to let go.
Come back, Grandma. Well, what did your granddaughter, Red Riding Hood, say if she finds that you're out?
She mustn't. Wolfie, you got to cover for me.
Well,
here, put on my lace cap and my bed jacket and hold down the fort for me. Ooh, there's going to be a hot time in the old time tonight.
How I get in some of the darndest messes. And that's the truth, so help me. There I was in the lace cap and the bed jacket doubling for Grandma, when all of a sudden... Oh, now I'm in a spot. I got to be grabbing now. Come in.
Hello, Grandma. My, your feet are sticking out of the covers and they look so furry.
Yes, they do, don't they, darling? And those are woolen booties, dearie, I'm wearing.
Booties?
Yeah.
But, Grandmother, there are long claws on them.
No, so there are, yes. And those are the needles. I'm still knitting them.
Why, Grandmother, what a strange-looking nose you have.
Yes, well, I'll tell you, I broke it when I was an actress. I overshot the runway.
Wait a minute. You're not my Grandma. You're the wolf.
Okay, you've got me now.
This time you won't get away. Come on, give me a kiss.
No, I won't do it.
All right for you. I'm going to fix you.
No.
Help!
No.
Help! He ate my grandmother! The wolf ate my grandmother!
Well, now there's a new twist on the old badger game.
Help! Help!
Oh, shut up.
Grandmother eater! Grandmother eater!
Oh, shut up.
Hello, gal. I'm Jack Kirkwood, your local grandmother protector.
This wolf has swallowed my grandmother.
Well, heavens to Duncan Hines. That's awful, boy. I think I'll just have to take my axe and operate.
Now, Kirkwood, you won't find Grandma in my stomach.
Well, maybe I won't, boy. But we'll just have to take pot luck. Yes, boy.
Kirkwood, are you sure you can perform surgery?
Why, certainly, gal. I once operated on a burlesque queen who wanted the scar where it wouldn't show.
What did you do?
Simple. I operated on her sister.
Oh.
Well, are you ready, boy?
No, please. Now, if you must operate, what about an anesthetic?
Oh, yes. I think I'll take one. I can't stand the sight of blood. Well, here we go with the operation. Oh, what 'tis, get the tasket. Would you like a yellow casket?
No. I think I'd like to double my Blue Cross. Look, I'm innocent. Please, take an X-ray first.
No, I'll do that afterwards, boy. Then I can check and see what instruments I've left inside of you.
This is awful. Will this operation leave much of a scar?
Well, of course not, boy. You have your choice. I use the lazy daisy stitch, or if you prefer, I do spot welding. Well, here we go again. Oh, I'll be sawing you in all the old familiar places.
Oh, Wolfie, I'm back. and I won the mambo contest.
It's Grandmother.
You see, I'm innocent. Get me a lawyer. The world is going to hear the truth.
Oh, no, Wolfie, you can't do that. Your secret must die in this room.
Well, why?
Do you want to ruin the number one whodunit for all those kids?
Bergen, isn't there something you're forgetting?
Forgetting?
Yeah, I'm trying to give you a gentle reminder, Bergen.
Oh, of course you're right, Charlie. I'll do it now. Ladies and gentlemen, to you and yours from the makers of the new gentle Philip Morris, the best wishes for the merriest of Merry Christmases.
And a gentle New Year.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, in the spirit of Christmas, let us all join Carol Richards, Gary Crosby, and the Mellow Men in the ever-popular Christmas carol, Good King Wenceslas.
Good King Wenceslas looked down on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even. Brightly shone the moon that night, though the frost was cruel, when a poor man came in sight, gathering winter fuel.
Hither, page, and stand by me, if thou know'st it telling. Yonder peasant, who is he? Where and what his dwelling?
Sire, he lives a good league hence, underneath the mountain, right against a forest fence, by St. Agnes' fountain.
Bring me flesh and bring me wine, bring me pine logs hither. Thou and I will see him dine, when we bear him thither.
Page and monarch, forth they went together, through the rude wind's wild lament, and the bitter weather.
Sire, the night is darker now, and the wind blows stronger. Fails my heart, I know not why, I can go no longer.
Mark my footsteps, my good page, tread thou in them boldly. Thou shalt find the winter's rage, freeze thy blood less coldly.
Therefore, Christian men, be sure, well for rank possessing, ye who now shall bless the poor, shall yourselves be
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year to you.
Remember to listen to Edgar Bergen with Charlie McCarthy, Mortimer Snerd, Ray Noble, and the entire ensemble next Sunday at the same time. Tonight's Edgar Bergen Show with Jack Kirkwood, Gloria Gordon, Carol Richards, Gary Crosby, Candy Bergen, and the Mellow Men was produced and transcribed in Hollywood by Sam Pierce. Script by Cy Rose, Hilda Black, and Zeno Klinker. This is John Easton speaking.
its 98,000 dealers present Suspense.
Tonight, Autolite presents a special program for this holiday season. The unusual dramatization of Twas the Night Before Christmas, starring Miss Greer Garson, who appears by arrangement with MGM, producers of the new color picture Knights of the Round Table, in CinemaScope, starring Robert Taylor, Ava Gardner, and Mel Ferrer.
Good evening. This is Harlow Wilcox speaking for Autolite. Tonight, as a special Christmas presentation from the worldwide Autolite family, we bring you Miss Greer Garson in a story about a certain little girl on a certain Christmas Eve.
And now, Autolite presents transcribed "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," hoping once again to keep you in suspense.
Kathy, honey. Come on, wake up. Wake up, Kathy. It's the day before Christmas. Oh, and there's so much...
Miss Bob, it's light out already. You said you were going to wake me really early today so we could go to the airport and meet them.
Come on, up you get. Let's get you dressed.
Buffy, they're going to be waiting for me and you didn't wake me. I know what. They're home already.
Kathy.
Mommy! Daddy, where are you? Daddy! Mommy? Buffy, they're not in their bedroom. Where are they?
Kathy.
I know. I'll bet they're in the kitchen already having their coffee. Mom. Miss Buff, they're not home.
I know, honey.
The clock in the kitchen said 8:30.
Kathy, here, put this on, dear. You told me you wanted to wear this dress today, so that's why I ironed it for you.
Miss Buff.
Yes, dear?
Why aren't they here?
Oh, they'll be here.
But when I talked to Mommy on the telephone yesterday, she said she would be here at 6 this morning. And I promised her I'd meet her at the airport, her and Daddy.
I know.
And Daddy said he had a surprise he was bringing for me all the way from Paris. It's 8:30, Buffy. Let's go out to the airport now.
Oh, but there's so many things to do. First, you've got to get your breakfast, and we have to finish decorating the tree. And, there's so many things I want you to help me with.
Oh, everything can wait, Buffy. Hurry, I promised to meet them.
No, dear.
Why not, Buff?
Well, I think we'll wait for them here. Kathy?
Yes?
You remember what you promised your Mommy and Dad? That you'd do everything I asked you while they were away.
Yes.
Then, we'll wait for them here. Hmm?
All right, Buffy.
That's okay.
It's noon, Buffy.
I know.
Don't you think they might have called and told us they'd be late?
Oh, I'll go and make our lunch. You must be very hungry.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you didn't eat your breakfast, Kathy.
Miss Buff, I'm not hungry.
Look. Oh, look, it's snowing, honey. We'll have a nice warm lunch, and then we'll go out for a long walk.
I should have called.
I tell you what, Kathy. We'll take our walk first. We'll see the shops. We'll visit. We'll go and see Johnny and your aunt and uncle. Maybe if it snows hard enough, we can all build a snowman. Wouldn't you like that?
Yes, that would be fun.
Well, go get your coat and hat and galoshes, dear.
All right. And when we come back, Mommy and Daddy will be home.
Well, you go and get your things now.
Oh, I'll get it, Buffy. Mommy. Oh, who's this, Daddy? You sound... Oh, from a newspaper. I see. It's a man, Buff. He says he wants to talk to an older person. Here.
Hello? Yes, this is the Harper residence. I'm the housekeeper. Well, just a moment, please. Kathy.
Who is it?
Someone wants to talk to me, honey. Will you go get your things?
No. Who are you talking to, Buffy?
Never mind, dear. Go and get your things.
No. No, I won't.
Hello? I see. Yes, I saw the papers. Yes, that was the daughter. Yes, the only child. No, she doesn't. No, I wish you wouldn't. Please, don't. Here. No.
Who was it?
Oh, just a man, honey.
It was from the newspapers. Why? What did he want?
Nothing.
He asked about me, didn't he? Why?
Honestly, honey, it was nothing.
It was about Mommy and Daddy.
Oh, it wasn't anything important.
Well,
Yes, dear?
I don't know.
Look at that snow coming down, Kathy. Get your things, dear. Go on. Beautifully, Kathy.
Very lovely.
The street and all the decorations and the singers.
It's very lovely, Miss Buff.
Honey, here, give this to the man.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Missy. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Let's go home now.
In a little while, don't you remember? We were going visiting, too.
Mommy and Daddy are probably home right now waiting for me, wondering where I am.
And we'll build a snowman together, like I said. Come on, honey. I remember when I was a little girl how excited I'd get. Oh, all the wonderful things to see, the sights and the smells and the sounds. Pretty shop windows and the snow. To be a little girl at Christmas time. To be young at Christmas time. And happy.
What's the matter, Buffy?
Oh, Kathy.
Buffy.
Let me hold you. Oh, Kathy, darling.
Buffy, you're crying.
I'm just silly, I guess. Why, look, there's Santa Claus watching us. Let's say hello to him.
You were crying.
Hello, Santa.
Merry Christmas. Oh, Merry Christmas, little girl.
Merry Christmas,
Well, you're a pretty little girl. What's your name?
Kathy.
Oh, that's a nice name for a nice little girl like you.
Thank you.
And I can tell you've been a good little girl. I saw the way your mommy was holding you.
She's Miss Buff. My mommy's away. Daddy, too. We're taking a walk to make them come home.
Oh, and where are they?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Kathy, come in, darling. And Miss Buff, how are you? Come in. Mother, guess who's here?
Why, Kathy and Miss Buff.
Hello, Aunt Lou.
Hello, Mrs. Cleveland. Take your things off. We've got a big fire in the living room. And wait till you see our Christmas tree, Kathy.
I'm sure it's very beautiful.
I'll bet Kathy came to see her cousin Johnny, didn't she?
Yes, I did, Uncle Ted. I would like to see him very much.
You know what that boy of mine did, Miss Buff?
No.
He found the train.
Oh, he did?
After I took so much trouble to hide them out in the garage, he found them. So, of course, I had to set them up for him. Well, it's the day before Christmas. He's in his room now, Kathy.
Yes, I would like to play with the train.
Of course you would. Johnny!
I can't come out, Daddy. I'm busy.
Kathy's here.
Hey, come on out and play with my trains, Kathy. You ought to see. I got them all hitched up now.
Go on, Kathy.
All right.
I've been on the phone since 7 this morning, Miss Buff, and There just isn't any word at all about the plane.
Look! Look! Look!
A man from the newspaper called the house. I told him to stay away. Does the child know? I think she does. What did you tell her? Nothing. How do you tell a child, Miss Cleveland?
Look at it go!
What I can't understand is why no word at all. The plane took off from Paris on time, and there was radio contact over Island, from what I could find out. But since then, nothing.
You'd better tell her, John. Tell me what?
Well, there was a storm over the ocean. Pretty bad storm. They said...
Miss Buff,
Yes, darling.
I just figured out something. It's about Mommy and Daddy.
Kathy.
They're not coming home. They're not ever coming home.
Is bringing you Miss Greer Garson with Anne Whitfield as Kathy in Twas the Night Before Christmas. Tonight's production in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
This is Harlow Wilcox again with a message from Mr. Royce G. Martin, President and Chairman of the Electric Autolite Company. It is presented in the name of the Autolite family, which includes some 30,000 Autolite men and women and their families, 18,000 people who have invested a portion of their savings in Autolite, as well as 98,000 dealers and the greatest names in the industry who use Autolite products as original equipment. This is the message from Mr. Martin. In our America, we are especially blessed this Christmas with a free country. We are surrounded with freedom-loving people who appreciate the word Christmas. We are grateful for what this day means to all of us and for what it meant to our great forefathers. We will never forget the one whose holy birthday we are about to celebrate. We thank him for the word freedom and the happiness that he has given us. We of the Autolite family wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas and a new year filled with health and happiness.
And now, Autolite brings back to our Hollywood soundstage Miss Greer Garson in Elliot Lewis's production of Twas the Night Before Christmas. A tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Going to be good to get inside of the house, Kathy. Oh, look at you. You look almost like the snowman you and Johnny built. Here, let me brush you off a bit before we go inside.
There's a man there.
What'd you say, darling?
Right there, standing by the door. A man.
Hello.
Good evening, miss. Hello, little girl. Is this your house?
Yes, I live here.
Who are you? What do you want?
Oh, then you'd be the Harper's little girl, wouldn't you?
Yes.
I asked you, who are you?
Now, don't worry about it, ma'am. I just want to take a picture of the little girl. Do you want your picture taken, little girl?
Buffy.
You're the reporter I talked to this morning, aren't you?
And we'll want one of you, too, ma'am.
Here, get in the house, Kathy. Don't stand there, dear. Get in the house. I'll be here in a moment. It's Christmas Eve, Mr. Reporter. Did you know that?
Oh, now, look, ma'am,
It's Christmas Eve. Where's your heart?
Oh, look, you've got to understand. I talked to you on the phone. It was almost 10 hours ago, before noon. It's nighttime already. There still isn't any word about the plane. I represent a newspaper, ma'am. We've got to assume... Well, you know, I don't want to say it any more than you do.
Oh, just go away.
Oh, now, really, I've got to...
Were you ever lonely on Christmas Eve? Alone in a house that's empty? While outside other people were singing... When there was warmth and love and joy. But outside...
I'm just trying to
Christmas Eve. And the snow is falling. Christmas Eve. And the child is grieving.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Good night.
In the living room, Buffy.
Full thought.
Yes?
Let's have a secret.
What, Buffy?
Let's not wait till tomorrow.
What do you mean?
We go to our tree and open some of our presents now. Maybe just one. Choose the one with the most beautiful wrapping. You can open it, and you can play with it now while I go and fix something for you to eat.
I'm not hungry, Buff. Honestly, I'm not.
Oh, just some milk and cookies, honey. You haven't eaten
All
some.
right.
Well, let's choose. Go ahead, pick one.
All right. That one.
It's from Mr. and Mrs. Anderson next door. Open it.
You open it, Buffy.
There you are. Oh, look.
Very nice.
A carousel. Well, I wind it for you. And we'll put it down here. Now. Oh, that's sweet. You watch it. When it runs down, you can wind it up again. I'm going into the kitchen. Kathy, here's your... Kathy? Kathy, honey, where are you? Kathy? Your milk and cookies are on the table. Kathy? Are you in your room, Kathy? Kathy? Kathy, honey? Kathy? Kathy!
Why, Miss Bob.
Mr. Anderson, is Kathy here?
Well, no. Is...
would you mind asking Mrs. Anderson if Kathy's here? Maybe she came in through the back way.
Well, Mrs. Anderson and I have been sitting in the living room for the last hour. Well, what's the matter, Miss Bob?
Kathy ran out of the house.
Oh, poor child. I can imagine how she must feel.
I thought she might have come over here next door. She just ran out of the house. I don't know where she is.
Oh, a child like that must happen to her today. Wait. I'll get my coat, Miss Buff. I'll come with you.
Listen.
Hi, Mr. Anderson. Want a ride? You go all the way down the hill for 3 blocks. They've got it roped off.
Paul, have you seen Kathy?
Sure.
Where is she?
I don't know.
Where is she, Paul? Where did she go?
How am I supposed to know where she went?
But you saw her, didn't you?
Sure. She was running down the block. I yelled at her to come on over, but she kept running.
Which way, Paul?
Down there, I guess. Where the stores are.
Thank you.
Sure. Merry Christmas, Mr. Anderson. Merry Christmas, Miss Buff. Hey, what?
She hasn't been in my store, Miss Buff, and I'm the only one on the block who's open. Last-minute Christmas rush, you know.
Thank you, Mr. Ruxton.
Say, now, that kid and what happened to that plane today, I'd sure let the police know she was missing.
I think he's right, Miss Buff.
Call them, please. Call them.
Oh, use this phone, Mr. Anderson.
Thank you. Hello, operator. Give me the police. Hello, police. I want to report a little girl who's missing. Kathy Harper. Well, she's got blonde hair and blue eyes. And... Oh, wait a second. I'll find out. Just go in the house, Miss Buff. I'm sure they'll find her.
It's 10 o'clock. They've been looking for 3 hours.
Oh, they have ways. They'll find her.
We waited in that station house. All the policemen who phoned in. None of them.
Well, you just go in the house. Now, I'll send Mrs. Anderson over.
No, really. I'd rather you wouldn't.
Well,
Good night, Mr. Anderson. Thank you.
I'm Patrolman Reed, ma'am.
Have you found Kathy?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is she?
You better come with me, ma'am. There she is, ma'am, in the second pew.
Oh, Kathy, child.
Christmas Eve. Church should have been the first place we should have looked for that kid.
Kathy, let's go home now, darling.
All right.
There we are. All tucked in.
It's almost Christmas, isn't it?
Yes, darling.
You going to read to me?
Of course. You just lie there.
Buffy,
Yes, darling?
nothing. Just read to me.
It was the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring. Not even the mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mamma in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap, when out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Way to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw open the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer with a little old driver, so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen, to the tops of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all.
Buffy!
Mommy! Daddy! Merry Christmas, Kathy!
Kathy, baby. Hey, it's Christmas. We don't cry on Christmas.
I saw Baby.
Hey, how about a big hug for me?
Oh, Daddy.
That's my girl.
Where's Miss Buff? I was in bed. She was reading to me.
In bed's the place for you. Come on, I'll carry you.
Buff, it's Mommy. It's Daddy. I know, darling, I know.
Hello, Buffy. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Buff.
We had to make an emergency landing in Newfoundland. Small field communications were shot. That storm.
Yes. Let's not talk about it anymore now.
Buffy was reading me a wonderful thing about the night before Christmas.
Here. I'll put you in bed, Kathy. There you are. Read it to us, Buffy.
Hmm?
To all of us.
Oh, well, I lost my place. Read it, Buffy. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricanes fly when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas, too. And then in a twinkle, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney, St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had slung on his back and looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled. His dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings. Then turned with a jerk and laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down on a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just heard Miss Greer Garson in a dramatization of Twas the Night Before Christmas. Tonight's production in Autolite's Suspense. Miss Garson will return in just a moment.
Next week on Suspense, our star will be Mr. James Mason, who, as Lord Essex, plots to capture Elizabeth's throne. It's called The Queen's Ring. Suspense is transcribed and directed by Elliot Lewis. The music composed by Lucien Morawick and conducted by Lud Gluskin. Chorus was under the direction of Roger Wagner. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas was written for Suspense by Morton Fine and David Friedkin. In tonight's story, Anne Whitfield was heard as Kathy. Featured in the cast were Harry Bartell, Irene Tedrow, Mary Lansing, Charles Calvert, Howard McNear, Herb Butterfield, Johnny McGovern, Sidney Miller, Joseph Kearns, and John Ramsey Hill.
And here once again is our lovely star, Miss Garson.
Harlow, thank you very much. And thank you, Anne Whitfield. While I have these few moments, may I join the Autolite family in sending holiday greetings to our friends everywhere. Merry Christmas, Harlow.
Merry Christmas, Greer. A Merry Christmas to all. And to all, a good night.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber, McGee, and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax, Johnson's Car New, and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber, McGee, and Molly, written by Don Quinn, with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. In this week before Christmas, there's probably more friendliness in the air than at any other time of the year. As we grow older, it's not the gifts of Christmas that we feel, but the friendly spirit back of them, the good smile, the warm hand clasp of neighbors and friends. When these friends and relatives gather with your own family in your own home, you realize what it means to have a home in a free country. Have you ever waited till the last minute to buy your Christmas tree, only to find that the dealers were all sold out? You have? Well, then maybe you can whip up a little throb of sympathy for Fibber, McGee, and Molly.
Well, I'm afraid it's no use, McGee. We've been to 7 different lots, and we haven't seen a loose spruce.
Don't worry. I'll get us a Christmas tree if I have to chop one off the courthouse lawn.
Well, then I'll have to change my Christmas present for you.
Huh?
That war bond. I'll make it a bail bond.
Yeah.
Say, why on earth didn't you go buy a tree last week, as I suggested?
Because they were asking ridiculous prices, that's why. Most of them slum-raised lumber jerks were asking $7.50 for a bow-legged little balsam no bigger than a whisk broom.
You think they get cheaper as they get scarcer?
That ain't the point. The point is to find the guy that's overstocked, see? Afraid he isn't going to get rid of them by Christmas. Get one for a song that way.
We should have brought Nelson Eddy with us then. I've heard you sing in the shower, and that soapy opera of yours wouldn't get us anything but a raspberry bush. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Nesmith.
Who's that?
Mrs. Nesmith.
Oh. Say, there's a lot right along in here someplace where the guy had 1,000,000 trees last week, and he can't possibly... Oh, here it is. Come on.
Oh, that must be the salesman. I beg your pardon, sir, but is that Christmas tree for sale, and if so, how much... Well, heavenly days, Uncle Dennis.
Hello, Molly, darling, and Fibber, lad.
Hi, Unc. Where's the sap in charge of the saplings? We want to negotiate for a live log.
Well, now, I'm sorry, lad, I am indeed. The gentleman in charge of this Christmas tree lot, a fine lad by the name of Monahan, may his pretzels never grow soggy, as he is one of the grandest guys that ever tripped a fruit peddler to take his hungry mother a big juicy apple, has closed up and gone home.
Yeah, but we wanted to buy this Christmas tree, Uncle Dennis.
Yeah, not that it's much of a tree. I've seen better fur on a mouse.
Well, now, isn't it a shameful thing that you should be too late and all like that? It was only 10 minutes ago, lad, by your very own wristwatch, which I happened to be wearing as it was lying about loose in your top dresser drawer, and I don't happen to have one myself, it was sold.
Oh, dear, but there's no sales tag on the tree, Uncle Dennis.
And who, may I ask, was stupid enough to dish out good dough for that beetle-bitten hunk of tumbleweed?
'Twas myself.
You?
You? You bought the last Christmas tree in this lot, knowing that we didn't have one?
No. And how was I to know that a smart garsoon like yourself would be getting caught without a tree? It was a bargain given to me by my good friend Monahan, who is quite a man at singing the camalias, which are a regular feature of Grogan's beefsteak dinners. May they soon be resumed when Hitler, the dirty little house painter, gets his comeuppance and Hirohito finds our heroes turning on the heat hole.
Say, why do you want a Christmas tree, Uncle Dennis? You live with us.
Come on, Unc, sell it to us, will you? What do you say? Whatever you paid for it, I'll toss an extra 2 bits on the drum.
2 bits? That I could not do, lad.
Huh?
'Twas buying this tree for a dear friend I was. And there ain't enough money in the world to make Dennis Driscoll betray a trust. And the very idea is enough to make my old father May the little people keep his pipe lit for him. Look down and say, would you think of making it $2 extra now?
No, I wouldn't.
That's ridiculous.
Very well, you can't blame a man for trying to pick up a couple of bucks. A very Merry Christmas to you. Oh, turn on the tail before...
Can you imagine that, my own uncle?
Of all the dirty, low-down tricks. A fine Christmas spirit. Chipping his own family out of the last Christmas tree in town.
You think it really is, dearie?
Well, it might be. Come on, let's look some more. Goodwill toward men. That was a fine sample of it. Here we are with the whole world full of misery, needing friendship and sacrifice more than any time in history, and what happens? We get bopped with a balsam. If that ain't the dirtiest...
Oh, McGee, look.
Huh?
There's a Christmas tree place right there. And there's Alice Darling coming out of it. Yoo-hoo, Alice.
Oh, hello, Mrs. McGee. Hello, Mr. McGee.
Hi, Alice. Don't tell us you're shopping for a Christmas tree, too.
Oh, jeepers, no, Mr. McGee. On account of anybody who was silly enough to wait till now to buy their Christmas tree is simply just too stupid for anything. What are you doing down here?
We're buying a Christmas tree.
Oh, well, that's what I say. It's much better to wait till the last minute when it isn't so crowded and the trees are much fresher or something. When I bought my tree 2 weeks ago,
2 weeks ago?
If you bought a tree, what'd you do with it, Alice? We didn't see it around the house anyplace. And a pine tree ain't exactly what you might call unobtrusive.
Oh, well, I didn't buy it for me, Mr. McGee, on account of jeepers. I've only got one room, and a girl which she lives in just one room only needs a little piece of mistletoe. You know what that is. That's the ivy that if you don't meet the right people under it, it's poison.
Ah, dear, and if you do, it's the berries.
Why, Molly.
Oh, I just love Christmas time because that's when you can dash up to people and kiss them like it was a sudden impulse. And I've already made out a list of the sweetest men to have sudden impulses about. Oh, that's one nice thing about being a girl. You can be girlish and people don't think anything about it.
Now I know what I forgot to get Alice for Christmas, dearie. Lipstick.
Yeah, that brotherly love stuff is great, ain't it, Alice? Particularly when you run out of brothers.
Well, I don't want that you should get the idea that I simply rush around kissing simply everybody, Mr. McGee, because really I'm a very reserved character. You know, once I was in love with a fellow for 3 years, and he never even held my hands, and then he married another girl.
Oh, who was that, Alice?
Cary Grant. Creepers, I'd like to have met that man. Well, I hope you find a Christmas tree, Mr. McGee. Goodbye now.
Yes.
Well, shall we give it up, McGee?
No, sir. I started out to get a Christmas tree, and by the curly cotton cover crop of a corner Kris Kringle, I'm going to get a Christmas tree.
Well, you might fly up to Canada and get one, but it would be a lonesome trip.
What you mean?
The other geese won't be flying back for a couple of months yet.
Okay. Scoff if you want to. Deride. But I'm telling you, if
Merry Christmas, Miss Curry.
Who was that?
Miss Curry.
I'm telling you, Molly, when I set out to get a Christmas tree, by George, Hey, here's a place on the corner here.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Say, Alice Darling might have told us she was getting one. She could have got us one at the same time.
Well, what do you expect of people? Consideration? It's no wonder they always picture Santa Claus as a fat mug standing there holding the bag. My gosh, people...
Oh, look, McGee, this place seems to have plenty of trees.
Yeah, they had plenty last week, too. And the guy that runs this pocket-picking concession thinks no more of a quarter than I do of my left leg. Pocket-picking concession. Pocket-picking papa. That guy wouldn't lend you a match without 4 cosigners. Hi, Bud. Remember me?
Yeah. You were the guy last week that waved a dollar bill at me. And for that, I was supposed to sell you a 12-foot tree, deliver it, trim it, sing 3 Christmas carols, and carve your turkey.
Listen, we couldn't get a turkey. We're having chicken.
Yeah. We're having turkey. Now, don't take me so literally, Molly. Look, Bud, if you have a nice, reasonable price tree, we might
Yeah, we got only one left.
Better take it quick, dearie.
Not so fast. They like to haggle a little bit. Now, which tree is it, Bud? If it's the right size...
You're leaning on it.
Heavenly days, that one.
You call this broken-down bird sanctuary a Christmas tree? Well, I've seen better trees than that in an old pair of tennis shoes. That moth-eaten bramble looks like it was raised in a cold hothouse.
How much is it, sir?
Much too much, lady. The price is way out of line. If I was you, I'd skip it.
Don't tell me how much I can pay for a tree, Bud. I'm not as poor as I may look.
I hope not, friend. You look like a holdout from a handout.
Well, how much?
$12.
$12? $12 for that sad-looking cedar? Why, that cone carrier's got more broken branches than the Berlin Public Library. And look at those bare limbs. You could sure find a haystack in those needles. And besides, last week you only wanted $9 for the same tree.
Well, last week the town was full of Christmas trees. And furthermore, Oh, hiya, Mr. Wilcox.
Hello there, Louie. How are you, Molly? Hiya, Fibber.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hi, Junior. What you looking so happy about?
Who, me? No, I don't know. Just the old Christmas feeling, I guess. I love this time of year, don't you?
No, I guess everybody does, Mr. Wilcox. Got your Christmas window shopping all done?
Just about. And I suppose the presents are all piled up at your house.
We stack them on the piano, Junior.
Yeah, and from the looks of the Christmas tree situation, that's where they're going to stay, too.
Yeah.
Oh, so what? It won't hurt anything. Not when anyone keeps the piano and woodwork and lampshades and windowsills and everything protected from scratching and holiday wear and tear like you do with Johnson's wax.
Oh, it's nothing.
You think it's nice, Junior? You think it's nice to be so commercial about Johnson's wax on a holiday like Christmas? You think that's very couth?
This, pal, is Tuesday. Christmas is Saturday. And on Saturday, I say nothing about Johnson's wax. I merely say things like, thank you. And, gee, that's wonderful, but you shouldn't have done it. And, very little ice in mine, and stuff like that.
Well, personally, we've been so upset trying to get a Christmas tree, Mr. Wilcox, that we haven't...
Excuse me, Molly. Hey, Louie, how much is this tree here?
$12, Mr. Wilcox. It ain't worth it, frankly, but it's the last one I got.
I'll take it. Here's $15, and wish yourself a Merry Christmas with the rest of it.
For $3, I can wish myself 6 Merry Christmases. Thanks, Mr. Wilcox.
Hey, wait a minute. I was dickering for that tree myself, Wilcox. Now, looky here, Louie.
To you, friend, the name is Mr. Zambowski. And we can't do no business. The tree is sold.
You see, Mr. Wilcox, we were...
Gee, I wouldn't have had this happen for anything in the world, folks, if I'd only known you wanted it. I thought you were merely friends of Louie here.
He should live so long.
They say a man can't have too many friends, but in your case, Bud, it would be too many. Now, look, Wilcox, we haven't got a Christmas tree, and we were merely trying to decide about
Believe me, pal, believe me, I'm terribly sorry. To think that I should walk in and grab it right out from under your nose.
Oh, gee whiz.
Well, I ought to be ashamed of myself. I'll take it with me, Louie. Well, I'll see you later, kids. To think that I should pull a shabby trick like that on my best friend.
Well,
I'm afraid it was your own fault, dearie. You had the first chance at it. Well, Merry Christmas, Mr. Zambowski.
And the same to you, lady.
Come on, McGee.
Standing there like a friend, chatting away as gabby as you please, and all the time. Oh, this hurts.
Oh, heavenly days. We don't have to have a tree, you know. Lots of people don't.
It ain't not having a tree that bothers me. It's the way my friends and relatives undercut and chisel on me. Uncle Dennis, Alice Darling, Harlow Wilcox. Christmas spirit. Where is it? And here when I had a chance to get a beautiful big tree.
That isn't what you told the man it was.
Oh, my gosh, you can't have any fun dickering with guys if you tell them how beautiful their merchandise is. First make a man ashamed to ask the price he's asking, see? And then when you get
McGee, I think... Oh, Merry Christmas, Mr. Kramer.
Who's that?
Mr. Kramer.
What were you saying?
I was about to say that I think the grocery store's about our last chance to get a tree. Might as well look. Just a few doors down, you know.
Oh, my gosh, I never thought of that. Come on. I'm not so sure about buying a tree at the grocery either. Jimmy Sale will probably ask us 8 green points for it.
I don't think it. Look in the window, McGee. They still got a couple. Hurry up now.
These are both sold, and Lady Luck could know what I think of her. She'd forget she was a lady.
Well, one is sold, McGee, but the other still has a price tag on it.
How much?
Let me see. $6.
Oh, boy, that's a deal. I'm going to grab onto this till the clerk gets here, too. Anybody that gets this tree away from me will have to start trimming it with my 2 arms.
Well, as the taxi driver said when Einstein got out of the crowded cab, this is certainly a mind off of my load.
Yes, sir. Next time, maybe you'll believe me when I tell you that I know what I'm talking about.
Hello there, Fibber. Hello, Molly.
Hello, Dr. Gamble.
Hi, Doc, old man. Happy Yuletide and all stuff like that there.
Why are you hugging the tree, McGee? Just a nature lover, or are you going to climb it and hunt for birds' nests?
Oh, he's just making sure nobody beats him out of it till the clerk gets around to him, Doctor.
Yeah, till this deal is signed, sealed, and delivered, I stick to this trunk like a baggage label. Pretty nice little spruce, eh, Doc? Spruce.
Not a spruce. Douglas fir. Douglas firs.
I thought it was a balsam.
Might be some kind of a cedar.
Might be some kind of a cypress, too, but it isn't.
You know, my cousin had one of those on his farm near Peoria. We squeezed apples in it every fall.
In what?
A cider press.
Oh. I didn't say cider press. I said cypress.
Oh.
The cypress is a symmetrical evergreen common to the western United States. Very interesting study, that of our non-deciduous trees. The pine tree, like most coniferous trees, is an evergreen, the larch being a conspicuous exception.
Oh, are you an expert on plants and trees, Doctor?
They used to be a hobby of mine, Molly. Botany is a very interesting subject.
Of the two, which do you like best, Doc?
Of which two?
Plants and trees or botany?
Why, they're the same thing, dearie. I had it in high school. In fact, I was the pistol-packing mama of the lily collectors.
I thought maybe Doc knew so much about him because he was a tree surgeon at heart.
No, but if I ever hear of a sap needing a transfusion, I'll know where to come.
Oh, yeah? I'd show you who was a sap if I dared let loose of this tree for a minute.
Oh, now, boy.
One excuse is as good as any, McGee.
Yeah.
By embracing that tree, you're probably saving yourself a few very spectacular contusions.
Is that so?
Yes.
Why, you unreasonable facsimile of a male brother. For 2 aspirin tablets...
Now, McGee, is that any way to talk while hugging a Christmas tree?
No, it isn't, Molly, and it was my fault. Sorry, McGee. No time for quarrels.
Okay, Doc, old man. I'm a little hasty myself at times.
Not about buying Christmas trees.
Well, real friends are too scarce to fight with them. In fact, McGee, I retract all the unpleasant things I ever said about you in the past.
Oh, I do too, Doc. I even take back the stuff I thought about you. And that's even dirtier than what I said.
Well, now, this is better. You know, Christmas is a time when we should all be friends.
I think so, too. Let bygones be bygones, McGee. Be a pal.
Well, that goes for me, too, Doc. Here, I'd like to shake your hand.
Good. So would I.
Isn't that nice?
Wait till I get untangled from this weeping willow here. Put her there, Doc.
I think this is one of the sweetest things I ever saw.
All right, Doc, let go of my hand.
Now, wait a minute. Hey, Joe. Yes, Doctor? Hey, put that Christmas tree in my car, will you?
What?
Hey, wait a minute. Now, look, Doc.
Pay for it the next time you come in.
Doggone it, Doc, let go of my hand, will you? You double-crossing double... Doc Gamble, come back here with that Christmas tree.
Cheer up, McGee. Heavenly days, it isn't the Christmas tree that makes Christmas, you know.
Yeah, I know. It's the Christmas spirit. Christmas spirit, blah. All I've seen of it today...
Merry Christmas, Mr. Crockett.
Who was that?
John Crockett from Washington.
Oh, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Here it is, the season where everybody is supposed to love everybody, so what do? They go around grabbing Christmas trees out of people's hands. The timber thieves. The first guy that says Merry Christmas to me, I'm going to hang up my sock right on his chin. Merry Christmas, bud.
Same to you. Thanks.
Who was that?
Search me. But I got as much right to holler at people on the street as you have. Doggone it, if those so-called throat-cutting, sheep-stealing friends of mine knew how bad I wanted that tree, I'd... Hey.
What?
What if we string the colored lights on that rubber plant of yours and... Oh, no. That's no good. Doggone it, I trust people too much. But not now. Take a good look at your husband, Mrs. McGee. You recognize him?
Why shouldn't I?
Because he just had his faith lifted, that's why. From now on, little Fibber's going to go along looking after little Fibber. Period. As long as everybody is throwing the love your fellow man stuff overboard, I might just as well...
Hi, Mr. McGee. Hi, Mr. McGee. Merry Christmas.
Oh, hi, little girl. And if you must yammer out those Yuletide wall mottos, sis, just say, a good December 25th to you. Or season's greetings, sir, or something like that. Skip the Merry Christmases as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, he's a little disappointed. He'll get over it, though.
Yeah, I'll get over this like Dan McGrew got over his lead poisoning. Sis, I'm glad I saw you while you were still young. If you still believe in this...
Hey, mister.
Huh?
Look up on your front porch.
What do you mean, look up on our front porch?
Why, McGee, look, the porch is full of Christmas trees.
Why, what in the...
I've just been reading the tags on them, mister.
Huh?
There's one from Dr. Gamble and one from Mr. Wilcox and Alice Starling and one from Billy Mills, I bet you, and one from Uncle Dennis and one...
my gosh, you mean they were all buying them trees for us? Well, I never thought... Well, gee whiz, come on. Boy, oh, boy.
Hero. Oh, my heavenly days. Here's the King's men and everybody. McGee, get out the root beer. I'll get some cookies.
Just a small root beer for me, McGee. I got to operate in the morning.
McGee, can you close your mouth and pull in your eyeballs long enough to thank these people for the Christmas trees?
Well, look, everybody, gee whiz, all I can say is, well, Merry Christmas.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, Mr. McGee.
What do you want, sis?
Look, I got my whole gang here again. Kenny and Bud and Johnny and Reddy and Billy Mills and all the fellas, and we thought maybe it'd be nice to sing that same song we sang last Christmas.
Well, sis, that's a wonderful idea. People have been writing in all year asking us to do that again. So here's The Night Before Christmas, as originally set to music by Ken Darby of the King's Men.
Christmas and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hope that St. Nicholas soon would be there.
The children were nestled all warm in their wee little bed, while visions of sugar plums danced in their wee little heads. Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's night.
When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, threw open the sash. Then, what to my wondering eye should appear but a miniature sleigh and a tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick that I knew right away that it must be St. Nick. All bundled in fur from his head to his foot, old Santa was covered with ashes and soot. I drew in my head and was turning around when down the chimney he came with a bound.
His eyes, how they twinkled. His dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses. His nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow. And
and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow.
The stump of a little old pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke went around and around and around his head like a wreath. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf. Then I laughed and I laughed and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. He had a broad face, ho, 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 and a little round belly, ho, 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 that shook when he laughed, ho, 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 like a bowl full of jelly. Ho, ho, he gave me a wink of his eye and a twist of his head. A chuckle and a smile I knew all the while I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings.
Oh, boy.
Then turned with a jerk. Then laying a finger aside of his nose and giving a nod up the chimney he rode. He sprang to his sleigh, to his knees, gave a whistle.
Ladies and gentlemen, most of you have brothers and fathers and sons, yes, and maybe daughters in the service, here and overseas.
Yes, so when you write to them next, please tell them they have the sincere and heartfelt wishes for a speedy and safe return and a Merry Christmas from
Fibber, McGee,
and Molly.
Good night.
Good night, all.
One Man's Family, brought to you by the makers of Chase and Sanborn Coffee and Fleischmann's Yeast. One Man's Family is dedicated to the mothers and fathers of the younger generation and to their bewildering offspring. Today we present Chapter 13, Book 64, entitled, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." Well, tonight is the annual Barber's Christmas Eve celebration, when the tree is decorated and loaded down with gifts and mementos of the season. That will be this evening, but this afternoon, Clifford, Jack, and Nicky have gone into the country and selected this year's Yuletide tree, and are now back at the family home, preparing it to be placed in its traditional corner of the big living room.
All right, Jack. Hold up the butt end while I nail these cross pieces on, huh?
Yeah, sure.
Let's see, where's Father Barber?
I don't know. Usually around supervising this part of the activity.
Mom took him downtown by the ear for some last-minute shopping.
Oh, look here, not actually.
Uh-huh. He was supposed to have bought something weeks ago, and Mom just found out he hadn't done it.
Did she really take him by the ear?
Well, anyway, figuratively.
Mother Barbara's just the little lady who can do it.
How about another nail about here, Cliff?
Yeah. Look out for your finger.
Yeah, I'd say that was pretty solid. Can we take the tree inside now?
Sure, why not?
Well, if Mother Barbara's out.
Oh, that's okay. She rearranged the furniture in the living room for the tree. She knew we'd be bringing it in.
Oh, and what's holding us back?
Right.
Well, you two bring the tree, and I'll bring the piano wire and the tools and open the door for you.
Up you come.
Isn't a Christmas tree to end all Christmas trees?
Watch your steps. You don't stumble.
We'll have to cut a couple of feet off the top. Hey, hold it till I get the door. The door must be locked. No, it's okay. Just caught for a moment.
Okay, Nicky, let's go.
Right behind you.
Tight squeeze.
Easy with it. We mar the woodwork or the hall paper, and we'll have Mom on our necks.
We will that.
What's going on out here? I say, what's going on out here? Get away, Cousin Jedediah. What sort of lame-brain tricks you young folks up to now?
Back up, will you, Cousin Jedediah?
Bringing firewood in the front door.
Easy now when you make the turn through the arch into the living room.
Yeah. Bringing them wet firewood right into the front room. How's it back there, Nicky? You hitting anything?
It'll be all right, I think. But go slow.
Your mama's not going to like this, Clifford.
Easy there, Jack.
Yeah. Your mama's not going to like this, Jack.
Hold it. Cliff, that limb's going to hit the table lamp. No, when?
I got it. All right, go ahead.
And he's not going to like this, Nicholas.
Just take it right over to the corner and set your end down about 6 feet from the walls, Jack.
Yeah, okay. The minute Fanny steps out of the house, folks start carrying firewood into her front room. Okay, I guess we can set it up now. Green firewood.
Are you ready, Jack?
Yeah, set her up. Green firewood with the limbs still on.
Okay, Nicky, up with it.
Right up. Okay, here we go.
I suppose you're going to saw her up right here in the living room. I don't think the top's going to touch the ceiling. Easy, though.
Yep.
Leave it to the young'uns. When the cat's away, the mice will play.
Well, how is it?
It's going to be just right. Old saying, when the cat's away, the mice will play.
Well, I say that's just about perfect.
Tassel missing the ceiling about 8 inches.
Oh, it's just right for that big electric star. That's their old saying. When the cat's away, the mice will play.
Oh, hello, Cousin Jedediah.
But you say hello now, for I've been here for days.
Really?
Didn't you hear me talking to you?
Well, we were busy setting up the tree.
Fanny won't like this.
Why not, Cousin Jedediah?
Fanny won't like this, Jack.
Oh, you want to bet on it?
Bringing green firewood in her living room.
Oh, but see here, Cousin Jedediah, that's our Christmas tree.
No.
Certainly. Tomorrow's Christmas.
No.
Sure. Every Christmas Eve afternoon we put up a tree, and then this evening the whole family gathers and we decorate it and put on our presents.
You mean there's going to be presents?
Oh, hey, don't tell me you don't know about Christmas.
Been a long time, Clifford.
Don't tell me they don't have family Christmas parties back in Bloomington, Illinois.
Been a long time. Last Christmas tree I had was when I was maybe 12 years old.
No kidding.
Last lame-brain Christmas tree I had, I was maybe only 10 years old.
Well, we'll certainly have to make up to you.
Last Christmas tree, I was maybe only 8 years old.
Hey, don't look now, but your age is shrinking.
Last Christmas tree,
Well, you'll get a big kick out of tonight, then.
Who's going to be Santa Claus?
Why,
I know already. You don't have to tell me. I am going to be Santa Claus.
Oh, look here.
But, Cousin Jedediah, we don't have a Santa Claus. The way we do it...
What kind of a half-wit Christmas party you call that? Of course there's a Santa Claus.
But we have a traditional way.
I'll be Santa Claus gladly. Carry a big pack on my back.
But, Cousin Jedediah...
Distribute the presents.
But all the presents
Come down the chimney. Jolly old cuss. Make the children laugh.
But if you'd let us
Always
explain...
wanted to be Santa Claus. All my life I wanted to be a Santa Claus.
Well, couldn't you...
I tried in a department store. They wouldn't have me.
Oh, no kidding.
Tried the Salvation Army. They wouldn't have me.
Well, maybe it's your voice.
Wrote the Santa Claus Lane Parade in Hollywood. Never got an answer. Even offered to furnish my own Santa Claus suit complete with patent leather boots, red stocking cap, and a 2-foot snow-white beard. Nobody would have me.
Jove, that's tragedy.
Even offered to furnish my own pillows to give me a prouder stomach.
Did you say prouder stomach?
Real genuine goose feather pillows.
And they still wouldn't take you?
Genuine goose feather pillows. Handed down through the family from mother to son for I don't know how many lame-brain generations.
Well, that's all very tragic, Cousin Jedediah, but if you come busting in tonight playing Santa Claus and throwing our old traditional routine out of kilter, Dad's not going to like it.
Your father's a fine man, Clifford. Hank's a fine man.
And he's still not going to like it.
Tickle him to death to see me in my Santa Claus outfit. Tickle him to death. Oh, Hank's a fine man.
Surprise, 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 and you don't have to wait until Christmas. The new improved Chasten's Sanborn is here right now. The most satisfying coffee you ever tasted. So, taste it. Taste it now. Nobody can tell you how greatly the new Chasten's Sanborn is improved. Call it twice as good or 10 times as good. Say that it's the richest, most flavorful coffee money can buy. And that still means taste it, because this is an amazing new coffee experience. Lift a cup to your lips. That's the only way. Take a sip of this new blend. That first swallow is like money from home. We're getting finer coffees now, so you're getting more glorious flavor. At its best, vacuum-packed. As soon as the new Chasten's Sanborn is roasted, this added goodness, multiplied in the blending, is quickly sealed in. No other container ever invented can give you so much flavor. Taste it. Ask your grocer for improved Chasten's Sanborn, the new coffee sensation. Well, it's Christmas Eve at the barber's. The great Yule log's been placed on the fire and will burn all tonight and all day tomorrow. There's a shower of crystal and red and blue ornaments already on the tree, and a smell of fir boughs and spice and cider and other Christmas night perfumes. And the excitement and good cheer among the barbers, young and old, is something to behold as they put the final decorations on the great tree.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Hey, quiet, will you? Quiet, everybody. Hi. Quiet. Come on, slow down now. Settle down.
Pinky, be yourself.
Oh, yeah? Hey, Pink, if you and Joan want to have a giggle station, just go on out in the hall.
We were just holding a conversation.
Consisting mostly of giggle, and oh, yeah?
Well, if I may have the attention of you all, I would like to call the roll for a report on Christmas tree fixtures.
Where's Cousin Jedediah?
He's upstairs putting on his Santa Claus suit.
Oh, no.
He's been upstairs putting it on since 4 o'clock this afternoon. And if he never gets it on, it'll suit me.
Well, that's got nothing to do with tree decorations. Mom, you had charge of popcorn balls.
Well, the popcorn balls are all made and hanging on the tree, with the exception of the ones eaten by my son-in-law, Nicholas Lacey, and my daughter-in-law, Betty Carter Barber.
I would have sworn that Betty saw me Phil said that this is delectable tidbit.
We call them popcorn balls over here. Betty, did you eat a Christmas tree decoration?
I confess, I did it with my pearly white teeth and my ruby red lips.
All right. Margaret, you were in charge of stringing popcorn on string.
Well, there they are. The tree's all covered with them.
We're short and to the point.
Yeah. Dad, you were in charge of the cotton snow under the tree and the silver rain on the tree.
Yes. Cotton snow is under the tree. Silver rain is on the tree.
Dan Murray.
Present.
You were in charge of all breakable ornaments.
That's right.
What's your report?
That considerable breakable ornaments have been broken. I heard the report that all that remain whole are now in place on the tree and give it a highly festive atmosphere. Huh? Don't take so much credit to yourself, Edgar.
I should say not. I was in charge of the tinsel and papier-mâché drapes, and they look pretty doggone good themselves.
They're all on, Claude?
Every single one of them.
Joan, are all your silver and blue bells on that tree?
All tinkle bells present and accounted for.
Hazel, you were in charge of all decorations excepting the tree.
It's a pleasure to report there is a holly wreath in each of the front windows and one on the front door.
Beautiful, too.
Oh, thank you, Mother. Also, there are spruce boughs decorating the stair railing, along with a great big Christmas stocking with each person's name on it.
Yeah, they're full of nuts and candy and oranges and one for everybody.
Have you been peeking?
Sure I have, Mom.
Well, that's my effort. Oh, yes, the decorations over the fireplace were in my department, too.
Well, I think we can give our sister Hazel a big hand.
Well, how nice.
And now, Jack and Nicholas, who represent our electrical committee. Well, first I'd like to say that anybody who steps on one of our light cords and causes a short circuit will have his favorite present taken off the tree and jumped up and down on by me personally. Nicky, anything to add?
Well, by all means.
Oh, Nicky wants to make a speech, you know that, Cliff.
Well, ignoring a bit of wifely impertinence, I wish to report that all the regular tree lights are in place as usual. And I'd like you to note at the tip of the tree a new Star of Bethlehem, which I was at great pains to obtain, and which I think will dominate the tree once the lights are turned on.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Sure, turn on the lights. Let's start getting the presents on.
We want presents. We want presents. We want presents. Hey, quiet. Quiet. Hush. There's one more committee. The Midnight Snack and Eats Committee. Headed up by Betty. That's my wife you're talking about.
Yep, mother of 3 beautiful daughters.
Yep, all tucked in for the night, dreaming beautiful Christmas dreams.
Hey, I thought Aunt Betty was going to talk about food.
I am, Pinky. After all the presents have been brought out and put on the tree, there will be a buffet supper consisting of... That's right, and a big... You've been peeking.
Popcorn balls.
Hey, anyway, for drinks?
Coffee.
Sure, coffee, but...
Apple cider.
Right, and for dessert...
Fruitcake.
Hey, who's the committee around here anyway?
Okay, so much for committee reports. Now we're ready to turn on the tree lights. Okay, hold it, everybody. All right, Nicky, turn out the living room lights.
Living room lights going out.
Dark. Give me your hand, Grandmother.
Yes, Margaret.
Okay, now on with the Christmas tree lights.
Christmas tree lights coming up. 1, 2, 3. There.
Beautiful. Oh, we've never had a prettier tree. Never.
Hey, why doesn't Cousin Jediah come on down? He's missing all the fun.
Yes, Henry, it's too bad. What's he doing?
Putting on his confounded Santa Claus suit.
Yeah, but what's taking him so long?
Henry, you'd better go up and see if he's all right and persuade him to come down.
Huh? If he hasn't sense enough to come down...
I'll go up, Mom. I'll be right back down. All right, okay now, everybody. The next step is for everybody to make himself comfortable in front of the fire for the ceremony of putting the presents on the tree. Hey, somebody get the sleigh bell. Poor old Santa Claus.
Carlton, give the password.
May I come in, Cousin Jediah?
That you, Jack?
Yeah.
Come in. Halt. Give the password. Old Spanish war custom.
Hey, Cousin Jediah, you're missing all the excitement and fun downstairs. Come on down.
If I'm going to be Santa Claus, I'm going to be Santa Claus the way he ought to be.
Oh, but you don't have to be Santa Claus.
Oh, dim-wit Santa Claus for me. You think I want to play Santa Claus with the suit busting at the seams?
Oh, is that what's happening?
You think I want to play Santa Claus with buttons busting off and lying around like a prize fighter, Keith.
I wondered what the needle and thread were for.
Think I want to play Santa Claus with the seat of his pants? All that out by mothballs?
Oh, not mothballs.
Yes, sir, mothballs. Look at the seat of them trousers.
Yeah, but you'll be up here all night sewing it.
I can sew.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Taught by my mother. Sew, mend, darn. Don't worry about me, I can sew.
But you're missing out on the family party.
I can sew.
Well, I gotta go back down. Why don't you come with me?
Have a little trouble threading my needle sometimes.
Well, have a good time. I gotta get back. Come on down anytime you feel like it.
And this is how we'll bring the presents out. Each family group will take these sleigh bells, yes, and leave the room and go get their presents. When they are ready to return to this room with them, ring the bells and shout, "Close your eyes." Then everyone must close his eyes while the presents are brought in and distributed on the tree. Are there any questions?
Uncle Paul usually said all that. Where is he?
Yes, well, we don't know where your Uncle Paul is tonight. We hope he's in good health. And we know that he is thinking about us as we are thinking about him.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, Jack, did you see Cousin Jedediah?
Oh, he won't budge until he gets his Santa Claus suit sewed up.
Gets it sewed up.
I'm afraid he's had it a long time. It's moth-eaten, coming out at the seams, buttons popping off.
Huh? Didn't you tell him to forget it and come on down?
He's gonna be Santa Claus or bust.
Oh, that seems kind of pathetic.
Well, if it is, he doesn't know it.
Well, we gotta get the ceremony started. Now, who's gonna be first? Who wants the sleigh bells first?
Henry, why don't you and I start things off this year?
If you wish.
Okay, Mother Barber. Here's the sleigh bells.
Hey, I think I'll go along with you folks.
Why, Clifford?
Well, I was going with Skippy, but since he and Penny fell by the wayside and had to be put to bed, I think I'll go with you.
Here, come along, boy. Come along. We'll let your mother carry the sleigh bells, and we'll carry the presents.
How could Skip and Penny go to sleep on a night like this?
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Poor babies. They've been anticipating tonight so hard they just couldn't take it.
I don't suppose popping out of bed at 5 o'clock this morning helped any.
Can you imagine? They woke up at 5 this morning to be sure and be ready for tonight.
And then both of them fell fast asleep by 7 o'clock.
Well, that's life.
Hey, they're coming. There's the bells.
Well, they're certainly wasting no time.
Grandmother had hers and Grandfather's presents all laid out on her bed.
Oh, peeking, huh?
No, Dad, not really.
Close your eyes. Here we come.
Everybody close his eyes.
They're closed, Grandfather.
Come along, Sandy. Come along, Sandy.
Well, come along yourself, Henry, and watch where you're walking.
Right, keep those eyes closed now. Here we come.
Sandy, you buy heavier presents every year. I swear you do.
Well, you handle them with care. Now, easy down on the floor.
Here.
I said easy.
Well, my dear woman, when the laws of gravity step in, I have nothing more to do with the matter.
Well, I've got my presents on. Can I help pick up, Mom?
Well, you'd better. Your father's no yup at all.
I like that. Who thought up Christmas presents anyway?
Well, it wasn't you.
There. Hey, I think that's everything.
All right, open your eyes and bless you all.
Oh, I say, what beautiful packages.
Mother, they're lovely.
I say, Claudia, are our wrappings as good looking?
Oh, fine thing. Now you know who wrapped the packages in our house.
Well, who's going next?
Well, Nicky and Claudia, let's go next.
Sure, why not?
How about it, Margaret?
Sure, that's okay. I just want to sit and look at the presents. They're wonderful.
Yeah, the Daniel Murray branch of the family will go right after you folks.
Righto. Joan, the sleigh bell.
Okay. Come on, our presents are just down in the hall closet where we brought them over this evening.
Will only be a moment, so be prepared to close your eyes.
You can trust us.
And still no Cousin Jedediah. That man. I stopped by and knocked on his door when I was upstairs just now.
What happened?
Well, I said, for heaven's sake, Jedediah, come on down and join the fun.
Turns you down, huh?
Oh, he said, coming, Fanny, old Santa's coming.
The fellow's eccentric.
Oh, he's a sweet old guy. The more I see of him, the more I enjoy having him around.
Hey, that's the front doorbell.
Henry, maybe it's Paul.
Huh?
I'll go see. Excuse me, Aunt Betty.
Oh, that's all right. I've been walked on before.
Coming. Hey, tell Aunt Claudia and Uncle Nicky not to come in till I get back.
Claudia, where are you going?
I'll be right down, Nicky. I want to see if I can get Cousin Jedediah downstairs.
Well, hurry it up.
He's just got to come down. Cousin Jedediah?
Coming. Santa Claus is coming any minute now.
May I open the door?
Gladly.
Oh, Cousin Jedediah, come on down, please.
Let's see now. Which one are you?
I'm Claudia.
No.
Please, don't sit there sewing on that old moth-eaten Santa Claus suit.
No, not Claudia.
You won't come?
Not Claudia. Margaret?
You're mixed up. Margaret's Hazel's little girl. Oh, come, put that down and come with me.
Oh, won't be long now. Old Santa'll be coming down the chimney any minute now.
Claudia!
Well, I can't wait. But please, come on. The whole family's having a wonderful time. Come and be with us.
It's a cablegram to the whole family.
What in the world?
Pinky, bring that here. What did you say?
Yeah, look. A cablegram to the whole family.
It says to Fanny and Henry Barber and the whole family.
Oh, sure. Come on, open it.
Here you are, Father.
Yes.
It must be from Paul. What does it say, Henry?
Yes, it's from Paul.
Well, what do you know?
This is as close as I can come to being with my family this Christmas. My whereabouts is being kept secret for purpose. But I can tell you that I'd rather be there with you tonight than where I am. Love to all. Paul.
Where do you suppose he is?
Probably India or China or Russia.
You're just guessing. Everything has been deleted that would give any indication.
Well, anyway, I feel as though we had part of him with us now.
Here we come. Everybody close his eyes.
Oh, here they come.
Well, I took you long enough.
I say, close your eyes. We're about to make an entrance.
They're closed.
If you could only see yourself packaged up to your eyebrows. Oh, look out. Hang on to them.
I've got him, Claudia.
Oh, good. My arms are so loaded. Here, put them all down in front of the tree, and then we can scatter them about.
Right. There.
Wait till everybody sees what we put on the tree.
Well, hurry up so we can.
I say, let's shove all these large, cumbersome packages onto the tree.
Large, cumbersome packages, he says.
You mean cumbersome like a pair of table lamps for our living room?
Like an electric blanket for Dan's in my bed?
Listen to the people.
There. I guess everything's on.
Uh-huh. That's all.
Open your eyes and be glad. Look at the package. Look at the package.
Jeepers. Aunt Claudia and Uncle Nicky just slopped over with presents this year.
Golly, beautiful. All of the presents wrapped in silver and red paper. What an exciting array they made.
Yes. Christmas.
Okay, who's next?
How about our family?
Yes, let's go next. Come on, Dan. Come on, Mom.
Just a minute, darling. Uncle Jack and Aunt Betty haven't gone yet.
Oh, you folks go first.
Sure, you go first. Jack and I'll be last.
Okay, here's a sleigh bell. May I carry them?
Go right ahead. Put them around your neck.
Oh, and not around my neck.
All right, family, let's go get our presents.
I get to carry grandfather's and grandmother's presents. Oh, the heck you do. The heck I don't.
Boys, is that any kind of a conversation for potential Santa Claus?
Father and Mother Barbara's presents seem to be the choice morsels in the Daniel Murray family.
Naturally.
Henry, show Claudia and Nicholas the cablegram from Paul.
Cablegram?
Let's see, where is the old boy? Doesn't say. Just a Christmas greeting.
Cablegram? That's from across an ocean.
Sure. Well, at least he's thinking of us. When did it come?
While you folks were out for your presents.
Oh, yes. I went upstairs to see Cousin Jediah.
Still sewing on his Santa Claus suit, huh?
Oh, it's tragic. So cheerful and having such an awful time up there.
Well, if he won't come down, he won't come down, and you can't make him. He's a free agent.
Dan, let's go up and try to persuade Cousin Jediah.
No, I'm game. Margaret, you and Hank and Pinky get the presents out of the library and bring them into the hall.
Okay, Dan, but hurry it up.
Yes, we'll be up here only a minute.
This his room?
Mm-hmm.
Cousin Jediah.
Come in. Oh, it's you, Daniel. Oh, it's you, Hazel.
Cousin Jediah, for goodness sake, aren't you ever coming downstairs?
Be right along. Another half hour and I'll have the lame-brained Santa Claus suit sewed up.
But in another half hour...
Yep, another half hour and I'll have this lame-brained Santa Claus suit sewed up tighter than a sieve.
But you're missing out on all the fun.
Tighter than a sieve, as the saying goes. Tighter than a half-wit sieve.
Oh, it's useless, Hazel.
I'm afraid so.
Hey, Mom, Dad, come on.
We'll have to go.
I'll be right along. Old Santa Claus will be right along any time now.
Do you ever know anybody who lives in himself like that?
Seems quite happy and satisfied with the whole world.
Hey, Mom, you and Dan are holding up the works.
Yes, we're supposed to take our presents in.
Well, up with them then.
Yeah. That's your load, Dan. Mom, this is yours.
Can you pick them up? We've got our arms loaded.
Yes, I think I can carry these.
Oh, okay. Let's go. Here we come. Everybody close his eyes.
They're closed. Here we come. Everybody watch out for us.
Hank and
and Pinky, you put your packages in the branches of the tree.
Yeah.
Okay. Watch out you don't disturb the decorations.
How about putting these boxes and round packages behind the tree?
Hey, whose present are you shoving behind the tree?
Not yours, Cliff.
No, I'm hanging yours in the tree right now, Aunt Betty.
Hey, Margaret, you're not supposed to say that.
Thank you for the tip-off, Margaret. There. That's all of them.
Oh, don't our presents make the tree look pretty?
May we open our eyes?
Sure. Open your eyes, everybody, and watch your mouth water.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Fanny, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Okay, Uncle Jack and Aunt Betty, here are the jingle bells. Oh, before Betty and I go out for our presents, we'd like to have Mom play our Christmas anthem.
Huh?
Uh-huh. Silent Night. We want that to come first for a special reason.
Well, that always comes after all the presents are on and just before we partake of the buffet supper.
Well, this time it's different, okay?
Huh? How about it, Fanny?
It's quite all right with me.
Hey, what have you two got up your sleeve?
That would be telling.
Light at the piano all right, Mother Barbara?
Yes, thank you, Nicholas.
All right, everybody, settle down.
Uh-huh. Everybody quiet.
Cousin Jedediah, is anything the matter?
Evening, Fanny. Evening, everybody.
This is a fine time to interrupt.
Evening, Hank. Evening, Claudia Margaret. Just come over me upstairs. What a spectacle I was making of myself.
What in the world?
If you'd wanted any dim-wit Santa Claus, you'd have probably had one.
Oh, that's all right.
Probably Hank would have dressed up.
If you wouldn't...
Maybe Clifford would have dressed up. Maybe Jack would have dressed up. Maybe Claudia Margaret would have dressed up. Just come to me upstairs. So I throwed the Santa Claus suit out the window.
Oh, why?
Throwed it out the window.
But you didn't need to do that.
Always a bridesmaid, but never a Santa Claus. Yes, sir. You can write that on my tombstone. Jedediah ex-barber, always a bridesmaid, but never a Santa Claus.
Because this is a very special Christmas, the Barbers revive a very special version of a great holiday classic.
The title of our play is Ebenezer Scrooge Meets His Match, or Raising the Dickens with Dickens.
Oh.
Cliff plays the part of Scrooge.
Bah, humbug. If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stick of holly through his heart.
You nasty man.
Hazel is Mrs. Cratchit, and Nicky is Tiny Tim.
Oh, I say.
Christmas is all humbug. Tiny Tim is all humbug, too. Everything is all humbug.
Oh, you're all humbug yourself, Mr. Scrooge. Here now, sit down and have a slice of roast goose and dressing and gravy.
I hate roast goose.
Well, at least have a cup of coffee.
I hate coffee.
What? I say, Scroogey, would you? I'll wager you haven't tasted the new Chesterton Sandburn coffee.
What's new about it?
Why, the flavor, of course. The new blend is so much improved, it's a new coffee experience.
Pass you a couple, man. You'll say this is no end the richest, most flavorful coffee money can buy.
And don't say humbug, just taste it.
What can I lose?
There's sugar and cream.
Yes, the sugar won't do your disposition any harm.
My disposition?
Take a sip. Take a sip.
Well, what do you say, Mr. Scrooge?
Why, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. Oh, my, what a wonderful day, what wonderful people, what wonderful coffee. Merry Christmas!
That's right, folks. Not even Scrooge himself can taste the new Chesterton Sandburn without saying it's the most satisfying coffee he ever tasted. So taste it now. You get more flavor from finer coffees at its best and freshest. The new Chesterton Sandburn is vacuum-packed at its flavor peak. No other container in the world can give you so much coffee goodness. Ask your grocer for improved Chesterton Sandburn, the amazing new coffee sensation. You just heard Chapter 13, Book 64 of One Man's Family, written and produced under the direction of Carlton E. Morse, the makers of Chesterton Sandburn Coffee and Fleischmann's Yeast. Chapter 14, entitled New Year's Eve with the Barber Clan, will come to you next week at this same hour. Christmas dinner calls for something special on the bread plate, too. You have a big selection of delicious rolls and buns, sweet or plain, and a host of dessert breads to choose from. So make sure it's something that suits the grand occasion. If you bake at home, use Fleischmann's yeast for never-failing, praise-winning results. Fleischmann's yeast is the vital spirit of fine home baking, the one essential that glorifies all the other ingredients. It's the little spark plug that brings the dough to life, transforms it into tempting, nourishing, delicious food. Get Fleischmann's for quick, sure-rising action. It's your dependable, right-hand helper every step of the way. And when the baking is done, notice the even texture, the airy lightness of the rolls, or whatever you've made. Taste their extra delicious flavor, thanks to Fleischmann's. Dependable, never-failing Fleischmann's gives you proud results every time. So every time you bake at home, get Fleischmann's yeast, America's favorite for 80 years. One Man's Family comes to you from California.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.